This is a really big box, but it weighs a lot less than you think. We've got it. Core 1L is here, baby. Let's dig into this, but you know, I can. Hello, you see me? I'm over here now. Yeah, we're gonna push the box down a little bit. It is a massive box. In fact, the box is so big. How big is it? It can hide a Core 1 in the background. So we've got the brand new Prusa Core 1L. Just showed up a few minutes ago. I carried it to the garage. It is lighter than I remember a Core 1 being. So that's a plus for yours truly with a bad back. Troy J asked, did I get the wood panels? I don't think this is a wood printer since the signature edition is of a regular Core 1, I believe. But this is the Prusa Core 1L. If you want to take a look at it, get the specs on it and things like that, all of that is in the affiliate link in the description. If you do go through that link, it supports the channel. We'd greatly appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and all those things. And of course, huge thank you to Prusa, which reminds me I should probably add a goal here. They did, of course, send this machine over free of charge. This is not a review of any type. We are just looking at it, going to be testing it. Reviews take weeks to months, and anyone that gives you a review of a machine that has not had it for weeks or months and have weeks or months of print time on it, it's not a review. Don't trust it. So we don't do that kind of thing. But what we do is we do ad-free streams for you all, as long as we hit the super chat goal. So I have what is possibly the best knife for opening boxes, the Canary knife. I need to get OBS open because I can't see crap otherwise. And let's get this thing opened. So Prusa claims 5 minutes to unbox this machine. Oh, beans. Ugh, I forget that this is one of those cameras that tracks me. Prusa claims 5 minutes from the machine getting out of the box, or to like literally getting the box open and then getting it printing. So we're going to be trying that out here. The what knife? It is the Canary knife. It is a cardboard knife. They're like $8 on Amazon. They're really... This is one of those things that just trust me and buy it. They're $8 and then buy them for everybody for the holidays because, yeah. All right, so I need someone to set a timer. Can my watch do a... This is an alarm. I don't want an alarm. I was going to see if I can do a stopwatch on here, but I've got it set up so that these things aren't on it. All right, fine. We will use the phone. In the EU, I assume it is, but let's find out. First thing, though, we're going to grab a clock here. Remember, I am going to be streaming this, so there could be some lags and such associated with that. But I am going to start in 3, 2, 1, start. So the stopwatch is running. We are going to cut open the box here with the Canary knife. They tell you that you want to get it, and then there's some handles that you pull up and out. And we're going to give that a shot. So we're going to do our best to follow the instructions here. I love this Canary knife. It's great for kids. It's great for kids. It's great for Florida men, you know. Bearded Printers here for the $10. Thank you, Mr. I won a 2 Toolhead XL yesterday, which is pretty awesome. Prusa did send over some new firmware and stuff for it, but they didn't enable the downloads. So we're going to run it the way it comes. Yeah. Thomas E says, less talking, more unboxing. We've got a hardened nozzle that comes with it. That is standard. We've got all the standard Prusa tools that we don't care too much about. Bag of Haribo, das mein Kindenfrau, wonderful. A much smaller, but still good. Okay, this is extra large, really. Spool holder. Let me change it so you guys are able to see the overhead as well. And I will turn off the webcam since it is not showing you a damn thing that is useful right now. So turn that off. Yep. All right. Let's get this thing out. Comes with the handbook. Comes with a much larger print sheet, which is pretty awesome. We did get 4 boxes from Prusa. Just to ruin it for the rest of you, there's nothing in those other boxes except Filament and there's Filament and some accessories for this machine. So in theory, this comes out. Very cool bit of cardboard on there. Love that. It says happy printing. More foam than usual. I thought Prusa was really going green, but I guess this might be a little bit different. They want you to turn the box on its side, but I'm not entirely certain I can do that. This is way better packaging. We've got a lot of air. DHL did a bit of a number on this, but that's okay. And I see there's a flash drive at the bottom of the box, so it must not have made it into the main box here. Okay. I didn't think this through. Let me see, because it is quite heavy. I don't think I've got anything in front of me. I think I can just, here. Let's move this off the table real quick. It is about the same weight as the Core 1. In here is a Prusa flash drive, which, as a lot of us know, are not that great flash drives. I will answer everybody that donated and stuff like that in just a bit. Oh no, the camera's moving. I don't know if I can fix that. I can just do this. Yeah, I'm going to do that instead. Okay, we're going to do that for right now. I'll have to fix that camera in just a little bit. Let's get this back up and onto here. Now you guys can see my my top-down camera, but that's okay. Open the box, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur, something like that. Oh, hey, Prusament's in here. Let's go. Ooh, a black box. Fancy schmancy. Okay. Oh, God, there's more tilting I'm going to have to do. Okay. More cardboard. That's a fancy roll. Prusa. That's a nice new branding on the rolls. Okay, that's done. There's the machine. There she is. No kits, no nothing like that this time. Okay, so it wants me to stand it up and then slide it out. Okay, fine. You got it. Oh. I'm going to do it sliding it toward me because it will be the easiest way to do it. Sorry, you guys won't get a great view of that. Oh, that is so much easier. Oh my gosh, that is so much easier just to slide the stupid thing out. My God, that is so much easier. All right, let me fix this. Get back here. This cable's literally not even needed. I do not know why it's even here still. Okay, wonderful. You get to see a weird look into the rest of my garage. All right, so we got that off. Cardboard. Gone. Printer is set. It is here. Foam. You're gone. The slide plate, which is freaking brilliant. Gone. Printer is on the table. We're going to raise the desk back up. As we do that, I'm going to grab power. So we're going to need that where we're going. We're not going to deal with the peels just yet. We are at 5 minutes already, unfortunately. But I am trying my absolute damnedest to go as fast as humanly possible for you guys. Here, let's set it back there. Do not clean clear panels with IPA. Got it. That wasn't on the Core 1, so that means somebody didn't. Uh-oh. Let's do that. And let's turn the webcam back on for you guys. And is it chipped on its side? I guess so, because it definitely appears to be on its side. Here's the inside of the machine. We've got a couple of things of cardboard here. Get those off and out of the way. Prusa did request for these review units that we retension the belts. We're not doing that on this stream, so just so you guys are aware, they did request that. However, they did state that final units would not have this issue. There are some screws we got to take out, but first, let's get the panel out. It's got some zip ties. Cut those, because of course I've read everything. You guys know I read everything before I just go ahead and do it. My Core 1 did not have a no IPA sticker, so apparently that came after my Core 1. Little printed covers for the front screen so that it doesn't scratch things. And the front screen literally just, is it just magnetic? Yeah, magnets. How do they work? Do you guys know how magnets work? We've never truly defined that since ICP asked the main question all those years ago. And I don't think that science has really gotten a handle of exactly how magnets work. So earth, fire, water, and dirt, effing magnets, how do they work? I guess that one's all up to you. Let me push this back a little bit so you guys get a better view angle here. I'm at 7 minutes on my clock. It looks like we've got a few Allen keys that need to be taken out. Oh, do I have them easily handy up here? I might. Yep, there's a Prusa Allen key. So you could go into your box for Prusa Allen keys. I'm just going to cheat and use these. By the way, how's the stream looking? Is the stream looking okay? You guys happy on the stream there? We've got 3 screws to remove, and then in theory, we're ready. Laggy stream. Ooh, that's no good. Yeah, I do see encoding overload. A bit choppy. Okay. I will stop and fix that real quick. Little choppy. Okay, let me check my PC and see how angry it is. Well, that would be why. It is at 100% CPU utilization, so let's fix that. I will have to stop streaming real quick. Just bear with me, and I should be able to fix it momentarily. So give me like 2 seconds. Okay. In theory, this should be better. What do you guys think? Is this better? Are we better? Are we better? Let me know if you think that's better. So I can't tell. Oh no, it's not better. God bless it. Okay, fine. Yeah, the Prusa affiliate link is going to show up as a, because it's a shortened link. It's fine. I'm going to, hold on, I'm going to work on this. Give me just a second. I need to turn down the FPS of the stream. I'm so sorry, guys. I wanted this to work out perfectly, and of course it never does around here. Was better than back to choppy. Okay. Let's do that. Let's see how that goes. Is it any better? I'm so sorry, guys. This is not what I like. This is not what we do here, but you know, in my garage, this is always how it works. Literally already overloading the encoder. OBS really messed this one up. Wow. OBS hard crashed, got rid of all my settings. So you guys are only getting 30 FPS now. So sorry, I can't change that. But now you can hear me. That should all be working. Okay. No better way than to give a streamer a heart attack than just to have everything go to absolute dog water. All right, we're back on it, boys. Let's go back to the main so you guys can see things. I left my timer running because I just don't care anymore. Now we're having fun. 30 FPS is good for unboxing. Great, I'll take it. That was about a 6-minute delay of game. Don't worry, I'll cut it out, I hope. Okay, that's good, that's good. Let's get the build plate. Birdman, any weather says is there going to be Prusa Core 1 kits are fully assembled. Right now, it is fully assembled only. I will explain from my perspective as to why, my God, the magnet in here is strong. Holy shnikes, that is strong. Give me a second, and I can turn that on for you. So you guys can see that. This magnet is 5 times the strength of another Prusa. My gosh, that is a strong magnet. All right, let's get it powered on. So the main reason that they're not going to be doing kits, at least right now, from my perspective, is that you are dealing with mains voltage. And when you are dealing with mains voltage in most European and UK countries, it is not legal for you as the end user to do it yourself. So you have to do that, yeah. So sorry about the buffering, y'all. It looks like it is reasonably taken care of. A bit of a mix between dealing with Spectrum and not dealing with Spectrum. We'll get the... I'll leave that out for now. So we're going to go to English. It's Core 1L. I would like to go through step-up process. No, I don't care about Wi-Fi. We're going to skip network settings. Before you use the machine, check to make sure that these screws right here have been removed. And in fact, I am going to move you guys to this one. Let's do here. That's way better, isn't it? Maybe? Yeah, that's probably better for you guys. Or actually here. It's really dark in here. It says, before using the 3D printer, it is necessary to remove all 3 screws that secure the heat bed during transport. The screws are marked with a sticker. So we can see that sticker right here. That's what that looks like. Do I want to enable door safety feature? Absolutely not. Disable. Happy printing. Done. Okay, let's get that in. Let's get a brand new roll of Prusa here. Let's get a brand new roll of Prusa here in their new boxes. So this, yeah, this is the plastic spool with the brand new RFID tag in it. So let's just do that to upset everybody that looks at a resealable bag and says they can reuse it. I live in Florida. It's too late. Bravo Stylist says to wipe the bed down with alcohol. That would be really smart if I had alcohol. I don't. The closest thing I've got to that are some Lysol disinfecting wipes, which in a pinch will absolutely work just fine. So I think we will still be sub 20 minutes. So Lysol disinfecting wipes, anything that really removes grease will work just fine to clean a print bed. We are normally Windex people or, you know, some sort of ammonia-based glass cleaner. And I tell you guys that all the time to use like an ammonia-based glass cleaner. Let's see, let's get everything preheated here. Let's look at printing. I want to see... All right, so we have a bonker, we have a benchy here that is within the rules. So we'll do that. Oh, all right. You are also loud like the Core 1. Oh, that's the camera. Why am I undoing that? I need this. It comes with a new spool holder. It is a little bit different. With an O-ring. I don't know what the O-ring does, but I'm assuming the O-ring goes like that. So you guys can see there's an O-ring. I'm assuming it is... Yep, that's exactly what it was for. Look at that. He figured it out. So yeah, you can actually see on this spool, there's the white from the tag. That's pretty cool. I like seeing an open standard, regardless if we are going to implement it or not. And I know that there are some people out there like, oh, the safety concerns, oh, the safety concerns. Manufacturers have put RFID and NFC tags on their spools for much longer than you are likely aware of. So, brand new spool going into the Core 1L even. If you do want to check out the Core 1L, links are in that description down below. We are going to go through and load the filament now. Here, let's bring you all up to there. Yeah, I'm telling you, Windex, guys. Windex is like the cheat code. Oh my gosh, this is so much easier to load than my Core 1. Holy crap, that is so much easier. What have you all done differently? What is different about this? Why is that so much easier? I can see the Z lead screws here all have some printed parts on them to give them a little bit of wiggle. Does the Core 1 have that? No, it doesn't. It has hard mounts. So that's pretty interesting. What about the build volume? It is 300 by 300 by 330. So that is a monster of a build volume for a Prusa printer at this price point. I understand it is not, you know, oh, it had white filament in it before. I understand it's still not cheap compared to the industry standard. We are pooping within 21 minutes, and that included me having to reset everything twice on OBS. So, you know what? F it. I'll take that as a win. I'll take it as a win. So there you go. I guess I should probably also be recording this. I wasn't. Let me know if all of a sudden things start to get choppy. In theory, they shouldn't, but let me know if they do. Karen says, are you going to race them? So here's the thing. Prusa sent myself, and I'm sure other content creators as well, a Google Drive link. That Google Drive link included new firmware for us to flash, systems for tightening and tensioning the belts, as well as special like preview editions of Prusa Slicer 2.9.3 with the Core 1L. The thing is, they didn't enable downloading, so I can't get any of it. So the file that we all want to see, which is Cartman Shane, is currently sliced on this flash drive for a regular Core 1. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to find out right after we go ahead and, oh, look at that, auto-retracting filament. It tells you how little I actually update the firmware on my machines. We're going to start with the Benchy. I know everyone wants to see, you know, a speed Benchy and a really, really fast Benchy on these machines. So I am... Oh, little bit of... And it's choppy again? Okay. Are we choppy? Not from my side. Everything looks okay from my side. Dropping frames a little again. Yeah, I can see my internet's a little choppy, but there's nothing I can do about it. Not as bad as it was before. Back to normal. No Benchy, never Benchy. Fine, fine. Not horrible, not choppy. It was a blip. All right, it was my internet being my internet. You guys know how this goes. All right, so I was thinking of doing the Benchy because I think that's what a lot of people like standardize things on. And then I'd like to get, I'd like to get the Shane model running because that's just more fun for me. Interesting to see the belt pitch VFA. So they did ask us to like retension the belts, but because we're doing a live unboxing, I'm not doing that in front of you guys. So there might be some VFAs on this machine. It is, just as it comes out of the box, a review unit that is before any of these machines are shipping to the public, which, by the way, they're starting to ship November 7th. So in 4 days, you can, in theory, get one of these to your door as early as possible. So Tina Schultz says 300 for 300. Yeah, build plates for the Vorons are 300. Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. You can use Voron build plates for this. Huh. All right, we're going to do a benchy. I am going to go ahead and close the door on this. Don't forget to leave a like. We're going to do the peel for you all. Ah! There. Did the peel. Kobe, it's such a big box I can't miss. And then let's peel the top off while we're at it. Kobe, got it. So good. So this machine has the auto grates. Oh, you're not going to let me... I'm going to manually shut it so it can open it. I want to see what happens. So you guys will be able to see it from the top down, I think. Don't Uncle Jesse that door. Well, thankfully, this door is plastic. So you don't have that problem. Hopefully. You can Uncle Jesse this door. If you bend it hard enough, you will snap acrylic, but it's not going to snap into a billion pieces. So someone said it should have an integrated accelerometer. Not sure if real-time measurement is anything in the current 6.5 firmware. So expect VFAs to likely be resolved in upcoming firmware versions on the C1L. So I think because they're taking the VFA so seriously on the regular Core 1 that we should see less issues on the C1L. But again, we were asked to do the belts. I did not do the belts. I don't have time for that. So, yeah. Max bed temp, it's a Prusa, so probably somewhere in like the 170 to 200, sorry, bed temp. 100 to 120 range, I would figure. And here, I will bring this up. That top down's not doing a damn thing, so cool. Someone calling me on WhatsApp? Why is... Yeah?
Hey, check your YouTube chat. Mickey's on there, so it'll give you the drive files.
Oh, I didn't. I was looking at YouTube chat. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's in YouTube chat. Mickey was there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see him now. I was racing to get this thing done.
I see. It's important. I just forgot to give you a call.
Appreciate it.
Interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. See ya. All right, fine. Fine. It is important that I apparently do the updates. So, Mikolas Zusa is here, who went through some awesome things recently that I won't talk about. I'll let him discuss it because it's not my place. But it was not Joe Prusa calling me, although he could have. He has my number. Let's see. I'm getting yelled at that my B-frames aren't set correctly, so let's change the B-frames and see if that works. Okay, so apparently I now need to... Ooh, this might be tough. Let me open up Prusa Slicer, because of course I am not ready for this on this computer. Yes, Sophie says hi. Hello, Sophie! Dreams Void says, hello, my favorite kidney collector. You damn right. This is the satin sheet, and it is actually quite nice. I don't use a satin sheet too much personally. I am still a hardcore smooth sheet user, but you know, that's fine. I need to download some stuff and update Prusa Slicer. I wonder... Hopefully this doesn't kill the stream too bad, but I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log into Prusa Slicer. We'll see if that works. So we are currently waiting for temp. We are at temp, so we are starting printing. This is the first print on the Prusa Core 1L live here, and I'm gonna give you guys just the webcam so you can see it. Well, as good as anybody could ever expect. From my internet, at least. Okay, there you go. Oh, Rudolph's in here too. Hey, Ruda, how you doing? Shaky webcam, that's right, because it's a shaky table. Let's go, shaky table. And yes, the top bar is still here, but that's where the lights are. It's where the lights are. It's where the lights are. Yes, here, I can, like, physically hold it steady, but, yeah, it's going to be shaky. It's just the way it goes around here. All right, let me get everything done here. I will log into this slicer and see if that works. Oh, it should work because it shows the PIP for Core 1. Ooh, damn, that is clean. Guys, I don't know what the heck you did between the Core 1 and the Core 1L, but son of a gun, that is clean. Then this thing has a build plate that is just absolutely chonky. It is chonky. So freaking chonky. Like thick with 3 C's. Oh yeah, you can see me in the screen reflection. I know you can. That's all fine. That's no big deal. Well, here. Now you can't see the screen reflections because there's nothing there to be. Let me just make sure that doesn't look too bad. There we go. Nat7 Ruin says thick bed, graphite, or bust. I mean, this is a good 6mm thick aluminum plate. Although for you Yanks, it's aluminum because for some reason you can't spell. Now, I will say, this table is truly a VFA monster. It makes VFAs on anything you put on it because the table itself wiggles so much that there's really nothing you can do about it. It's just part of the deal. So. Now I'm going to need my fancy 6-digit code because Prusa actually requires you to use a authenticator app, which is very nice. I like having that kind of stuff. What? Okay, I'm in like sin. Well, I can only see the Core 1. Well, oh well. It is what it is. Will Core 1 code work on the Core 1L? There is a massive difference making the aluminum bed a thick boy compared to the one with a crude heating coil. Yeah, this bed is... You know, and it's funny because they went to aluminum side panels on the machine. The machine lighter than the Core 1. It seems lighter than the Core 1 to me, so... who asked about PPS? You're not doing PPS on a Prusa. Generally not. You want a heated chamber for PPS. This machine does have... Oh, here, and I'll show... when the print is... Well, no, print is rolling. I'll show you guys right now. Underneath the bed, there are fans. Those fans help circulate the air inside the chamber. So... DMS asked if I have any composite filaments to test on the Core 1L, PEGCF or ABSGF. Yeah, but why? So I guess I'm confused as to why you want to see that. It's a Prusa. It's going to run composites just fine. You're not going to run the composites through the high flow nozzle, which is currently on the machine. You will run it through the hardened next extruder nozzle that they include in the box. So Yeah, they're claiming the heated chamber with the bed gets up to 60 degrees Celsius relatively quickly. So, yeah. This is the in-the-box Prusa Galaxy Black. So this is what came with the printer. Again, if you guys do want to check out the Core 1, shill, all the things, links are in the description. What are the main use cases for PPS? I don't have any personally. I think that people just want it. He said, I'm concerned about the filament path. I will tell you, Diomedes, it was much easier to load the Core 1L than it was to load the Core 1. The Core 1 has a lot of friction from the filament sensor, but the Core 1L does not. And in the videos, oh yeah, it's there. If you look, there's a little orange button back there. That little orange button deactivates the side filament sensor and makes it easier to load filament, like for TPUs and stuff. But it is a pretty decently constrained filament path. It's shorter than most Core XY printers on the market. So, Overpaul 6790 says, do you know if Prusa will give the files for the Oak printer to the public so I can build my own? Man, I wish they would, because I've got a master woodworker buddy locally. I want to get one of the wood printers, take it to his wood shop. One, because like the aesthetic of a wood shop, there's nothing like the aesthetic of a wood shop. If you've ever been into like a master woodworker's wood shop, the aesthetics are amazing. He happens to also be an audiophile, so like his shop radio is an old Marantz. But I would take you guys into his audio room and show you all the, amazing woodworking that he's done, and then show you some of the woodworking that we did together. We built his deck out of Ipe. Go ahead and look up Ipe. It's a Brazilian walnut that is so dense it sinks. It is truly one of the worst woods I've ever worked with. Yeah. Jordy T says, not being able to load Flex through the Bowden tube on my Core 1 is really annoying. I would agree. I don't print Flex on the Core 1 because the Mark IV actually prints Flex really, really well. And I don't know, I've never done Flex through a high flow. It's always worried me. But, yeah, this one, it has a defeat switch. So, it's pretty awesome. Mikola says, everyone who likes the wooden printer, please scream it at us. Valuable feedback, getting a better sense of demand and interest. Okay. You want it? Headphone users, you've been warned. Mickey, I want more wooden printers. You told me to scream it at you, so here it is. More wood printers. Okay, you're good now. You asked for it. You asked for it. Ask and thou shalt receive. Wood printers, yes, more wood printers. I said RIP headphone users. I gave you a warning. T-Chef says, I fear of using carbon fiber filament with hardened high-flow nozzle. They include a high-flow hardened nozzle or an older generation of Obsidian. It is a standard hardened Nextruder nozzle. It is not high-flow. I do not recommend using high-flow for anything that is filled. And that includes wood filaments as well. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Thomas says, give me rich mahogany. How about some Cocobolo? Dang it, Bobby, there is nothing quite like the feeling of raw oak on a man's hands. Ooh. No, but I've got a lot of projects I'd like to do more woodworking on. And while I have a small wood shop, it is nowhere near qualified to do an entire printer from scratch out of wood. Oh, yeah. Did it open up the grid? It did open up the grid! Oh, that's so freaking cool. I am excited for stuff like that, although, honestly, I might remove the auto grid opener personally, because there are certain materials that it might want the top ventilated, but I don't. Although I guess I can just put a piece of paper over it, too. That would do the same thing. We got 2 minutes left on the benchy, then we'll take a look. I am seeing some VFAs up at the top here, but I think that's more due to the filament's a little cold. It's at, no, what is it printing at? Yeah, I think the filament's running a bit cold for my atmosphere, but the rest of the benchy looks damn fine. Brock Worstmensch says, would love me some cherry. Yeah, cherry would be great. Up! And we lost bed adhesion. And there it goes. Welcome to Florida, where, you know, this stuff sucks. That's fine. We can still look at it. So this is the problem with, and it's why I don't use the, it's why I don't use the satin sheets here in Florida. They don't work. Something with the satin sheets, here, I'll go back to my front camera. Something with the satin sheets and humidity, it doesn't work well. I don't know why it doesn't work well, but it doesn't work well. However, this is still enough of a benchy that we can look. Now, again, to be clear, it has been requested that we tighten the belts and tune the belts on this machine. So, yeah. There are some VFAs on it, but again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Can see here, she's really clean right up until here. I think that has to do with temperature, personally, because where you would normally see VFAs, which would be on the hull here, they are not present whatsoever. So, yeah, we can see it got a little angry, but that's okay. We can still assess the benchy for what it is, and that's what's important. Again, I really don't like smooth sheets, or I really don't like the satin sheet outside. So we're in my garage right now. The current ambient humidity is 78%. It's really moist in here. And there's nothing I can do to stop that. So I could go get some Vision Miner, but I would have to move the boxes, and I'm not certain that I can easily do that while on camera. So, yeah, it is just very, very damp in here. But let me see. Let me see if maybe I'm lucky and my Gmail account, the one that's spelled out, the 3dmusketeers@gmail.com, that's spelled out. It's the one I use for my printables profile, happens to have the VIP stuff on it. And if it does, we will slice a new file. It did not, I don't think it updated. We'll find out though. I might just have to go inside and do it for you guys real quick. Yep, I don't have it. Mickey, is it safe to run a Core 1 print on the Core 1L? Like, can I just do it? I know it's not going to print in the center of the build plate, but I don't really care. Like, how safe is it? Because if the code's not going to care, I've got a model slice on here, and Mickey, it's the file that we all want to see. Man, you all with low ambient humidity, I envy you. One way to find out, I mean, you know what? Honestly, that's totally fair. Let's do things that might get me in trouble. Because I'm not following instructions. But I live in Florida. Nobody expects me to follow instructions. Oh, hey, it comes up on the screen. Mickey says, I have to say no, but I am not the Prusa police. What am I going to do? Stop you? You're right. What are you going to do? Stop me? It hasn't complained yet. So we are printing the file that everybody wants to print right now. It is a Wexter original from the 1440 Maker Stream that happened just yesterday, where we raised over $21,000 for the World Central Kitchen. So heck yeah, thank you all for your donations and raising money for WCK. It was $21,420.69. Yes, it was very nice. Yes, we made sure to tell Shane to end it early. It was like, we'll warn you it's for a different printer, but we'll give you the option to say, I know what I'm doing. Well, you know what I am? I'm a professional. I get paid to do this on YouTube. And when I say I get paid, what I really mean is I pay my team and I lose money every single month. But I'm a professional. Don't try this at home. I am also going to do some tuning on this. We're going to turn the heat bed up so that we can ensure that it gets nice and warm. Detecting steel sheet. Oh, it's got a point to detect the steel sheet. Oh, that's so smart. Jordy T asked if I switched build plates. I did not, because the build plate for this, the other, like the smooth plate, is inside. And currently, I'm going to show you guys on the small camera just a little peek. In the background there is a $80,000, a $70,000 3D printer, but this is my current walkway to get back into my house. Basically, it's not happening. And you guys got to see a $69,850 3D printer. Because unlike a lot of content creators, I do a lot of B2B business and have done it for well over a decade and own multiple over $50,000 3D printers. But it's part of the deal when you start to run in the professional world. You pay professional money for things. It kind of sucks. My God, this bed is fast. Oh, wait a minute. Is this plugged into my solar system right now? Which, I broke the wires on my solar system, so currently it's grid tied. But let's see if it is, because if it is, we can actually figure out what our draw rate is. No, it's not. What do you mean it's not outputting? Okay, this must not be connected to that. I thought it was. It is not. Thomas O said you'll be trapped in the garage. Let's hope Amber throws you some food every now and then. Well, see, the trick is when I shut down the stream, the camera here that you guys are looking through is on an arm, so I just push it out of the way, and then I move all the boxes out of the garage and generally to the fire pit, because we do not have municipal recycling. I've done way dumber things in this garage, don't worry. Remember when I used a flamethrower in this garage? That was fun. Baron George 1623 said, "How old are your multi-$1,000 machines? How are they holding up well?" So the machine that you guys saw was a Z Corp Z Printer 650. It is 2012 vintage, give or take. I am one of the few individuals that is a certified maintenance professional for these machines. That is also an end user that does not work for 3D Systems. We have not used it too much this year, but it still runs perfectly fine. And in fact, it is currently for sale. So if you would like to get an opportunity to own a machine, get personally trained by me on how to use it, service it, and keep it running, hit me up. But otherwise, we're looking at this. What is the name of the cute little blue printer on the shelf? I'm so glad you asked. This printer has a fun little story. This is the M3D Micro. Oh yeah, it totally works. It's just not centered. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected it to do. Totally works, it's just not centered. All right, real quick, let me make some adjustments here so it doesn't get knocked off the build plate. And that. So this is an M3D Micro. I bought this machine at a estate sale, knowing that it was broken, specifically so nobody else would buy it and make it my problem to fix. It is an absolute piece of garbage, and you should never, ever buy one. You also miss this, which most people think is a mini fridge. It's not. It is a Solidoodle press. It was the printer that destroyed Solidoodle. One day I'll go through that machine heavily with you, but when you compare a machine like that to a machine like this, you realize, good Lord, we've come far. Hyper-V said to buy that for $1. I bought it for $5. So I just didn't want someone to make it my problem. DMNS asked if I will sell any of the Mark III's. No, we're going to convert them up to 3.5s. There's no reason to sell them. They run just fine. So, oh, it's backwards, I think. The model might be facing backwards. Interesting. So again, this is uncharted territory for the Core 1L. We are running, and here I'll do this one for you guys so you guys can get that. We are running Core 1 code on a Core 1L. So just note, I did the I know what I'm doing. So Diomedes says I was hoping to get one of yours. I mean, it would cost so much to ship it to you, dude. Like, I'd be happy to sell you one if you really want it, but I mean, I'd rather just upgrade them. They're worth more to me upgraded than they are to be sold, but... Mike Jones! Said he got the same one in orange. It only had a broken power supply. This one didn't even come with a power supply. GP3 Design says something about this smaller melt chamber on the neck extruder. Hey, the Core 1L volume is 30 liters, like my Peak Design Everyday Backpack V1. Mickey and I have a problem with Peak Design. Okay, yeah, we should be fine. This is running a mildly tuned profile that we have built in Prusa Slicer for the Core 1. And yes, the camera is going to be shaky. I can't stop that. Zombie 5RE says, love that backpack. You damn right. I am so excited to go to Prague, mainly so I can go to the Peak Design store. I am such a freaking shill for them. It is such a nice backpack. I just traveled with it to China with my 15-inch messenger bag. 281-330-8004. Hit up Mike Jones. That is not doxing someone's phone number. It's Mike Jones's phone number. It was from a song. You can call it. I believe it still functions. GP3 Design says, does the weight claim hold up? Like, does it feel the same weight as regular C1? It does. Dude, the box is so much larger. Like, you look at that box. The box got delivered, and I'm like, crap. I'm alone today. And I don't know if I can pick this up. And then I went to pick it up. I'm like, oh, well, crap. I can easily pick this up. It hurt a little bit. But yeah, apparently it's half a kilo lighter than the original Core 1. Kind of crazy. But a lot of that is because they went to aluminum for the side panels on the machine. So, do I have a magnet? I still not figured out how magnets work. If you know how magnets work, let me know in the chat. And don't forget to like the stream while you're at it. How many friggin' people are here right now? I don't know. How many people are here right now? 244 people. Y'all, let's get that like ratio up. Thanks. Let me see. Is this what I need? No. Where do I see likes on a stream anymore? YouTube has changed the back end so much. I don't even know where the friggin' likes are. Oh, there they are. Okay. 83 likes. Yeah, no. Those numbers have to go up higher. Let me find a magnet. Oh, I've got the fish. The fish will tell us what is magnetic. Yeah, the side panel's not magnetic. The main frame of the machine is still magnetic. It will still hold a fish. The back panel. No, the back panel is not. Well, no, back panel is steel. Excuse me. So it's just the side panels then. No, so the back panel here where the fan is, that's aluminum. Is the bottom aluminum? Nope. That's steel. That's a lot of steel. This bottom panel might be aluminum too. So the only concern that I have is galvanic corrosion, but time will tell us, you know. When you have dissimilar metals, you can get galvanic corrosion, but it's likely not going to be a big thing. Do not use chlorine. Yeah, don't use chlorine, you ding-dongs. Come on, we are printing on the Core 1L. Ask me some questions about this machine. so I can find the manual that was sent to me. Here. Oh, it's a 3D printing handbook. Has this got anything in it? No. Not for the Core 1L. This is the standard 3D printing handbook. Okay, I didn't know if there was going to be, like, special documentation for the Core 1L. Look at that. Hold on, I got to show you that. Look at that. Comes with the cheat sheet for all your bolts, so you don't mess things up if you ever need to work on it. Pretty awesome. GP3 Design said, how does it sound? Do they change anything compared to the C1? So I can't shut the door because it just produces too much reflections here in the shop. But it sounds about the same to me. It might even be a little bit quieter. The full video for this isn't called Taking the L. I'm going to be mad. Well, so I was told that now it has to be, this is the new Prusa Mafia logo right here. Just the shape of an L on his forehead. This is how you know. It's you know how like the Harley guys do the peace sign down low? Yeah. No, Prusa people, we're just going to do the L on our foreheads for the Core 1L. Is it lighter than my Voron? I don't know. It'd be very close. Does it come with a camera? Mine did. I don't know if all of them will. That would be something that a representative of Prusa Research would have to tell you, but mine did come with the buddy camera. It has recently gotten much better, thankfully. The buddy camera had a bit of a rocky start, but has gotten much better recently. According to users, we do not use the buddy camera here. It's just, again, we run a fully secure facility, so even Prusas, we don't put them online. Let's see, we have the standard toolkit here, similar. Have a power cord, which I definitely did not use as I already had one. And we have the Haribo Gold Baton. That's right. Is my Trident a 300? Man, you're asking me questions I don't know. Let me grab the build plate. We'll see. Let's just compare the build plates. Because the build plates will tell us. My build plate's a 300 on my Trident. So, probably, he says, without... It's been so long since I've worked on that Trident. It still scares me to work on that machine. Okay, yep, camera's included according to the product page. But it is optional to install, which is great. I love that feature about the machine where if you don't want it, don't install it. Apox Duty says, when the Bondtech index on the Prusa? You and me both, okay? I want to know too. Zombie 5RE Zach says, a facility is so secure that not even Grant can leave at the moment. That is accurate. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. I've got a fire extinguisher in here, so, you know, things can go wrong. But yeah, Prusa did state that the index for Core 1 would be on display at Formnext. That is likely going to be their big Formnext announcement. I expected this machine to be their big Formnext announcement. We hope to be there. I am finalizing some discussions. Prusa is one of those companies to be at Formnext. So if you guys will be at Formnext, let us know. Be fun. Andrew Roder says, who needs 70 to 90 C chamber temp, ABS/ASA print fine at 55 to 65? And he replied with Stratasys does. Brother, if you've got Stratasys money, why? Like, go get a Construct 2. You got Stratasys money, go buy a Construct 2. It's a much better machine. So, yeah. Zombie, talk with Jacob in our Discord. Maybe we can arrange for you guys to all travel together. Assuming we make it out, I guess. Yeah, if you want to print on a Stratasys, have fun with the money associated with it. Like, look, I will knock on Stratasys as someone that owns a Stratasys printer. I have a Stratasys, well, it's technically an Objet, but it was bought by Stratasys, so it's a Stratasys printer. An Objet 30 Alaris. It's a $40,000 PolyJet printer that was end-of-lifed back in late 2024. I am waiting for all the materials to run out, and then we are going to do something really special. We are going to autopsy a $40,000 3D printer live here on the channel, so you guys get to see what a PolyJet printer has under the hood. Nobody else is doing that because no other content creator has these machines. What are you printing and what material? Wouldn't you like to know? It is the Shane model that was marvelously modeled by the one and only Wexter during the 1440 Makers stream the last couple of days. We raised enough money, the model got made, so it is Shane as Cartman, and it is awesome. Mikolasu said UK companies should have construct first policy when it comes to 3D printers instead of buying Chinesium. After being in China for a week, I will tell you, man, it is obvious as to why they have manufacturing prowess. Good Lord have mercy. Good Lord have mercy. We have a Fortis M400 that we basically replaced with an HUD. Buddy, I sure hope you're not doing ITAR parts on it. Because normally when you own a Fortis, you're doing ITAR stuff. Or CMMC or things that are IP protected. And Bamboos do not offer that level of IP protection. So be careful about that. Just Tannerite it. I mean, we could. Colleague said, Grant, tell me what you think to it. Your thoughts on it. The machine it's a bigger Core 1 with a much nicer bed. It's got floating Z lead screws now. They're not hard mounted anymore. They've got a flexible mount. The machine is lighter than I expected it to be. Even though I knew it was going to be lighter, it's still lighter than I expected it to be. Here, I'll try to give you guys a... Here, is that a better... No, it's a much better perspective this way. I think it's a really nice machine for the money, but again, I'm looking at it from a business perspective. At a hobbyist perspective, the price point is expensive, and you have to factor that into what you're going to be using it for, right? And if you sit here and say, oh, well, so-and-so company can do it for, all this money less. Well, guess what? They have government-backed manufacturing, okay? They're not paying wages that are livable in the EU, okay? There are reasons that people buy Prusas. And yes, you pay a Prusa tax associated with it. Don't like it? Don't buy it. Simple as that. Let me see. No ITAR there, only for internal prototypes. It's a bad purchase from the beginning. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, a Fortis 400 is for internal prototypes? Dear Lord, have mercy, no. Although I'll buy that Fortis from you for, I don't know. Does it have Ultim unlocked? If it does, I'll buy it from you for 10 grand cash. Otherwise, I don't want it. Leonex, sure, says, I'm still printerless, so it'll be my first printer. I procrastinated on getting the Core 1. I would think with the Core 1, with Index kind of looming on the horizon, I would wait and see what the premium is for that. Because as much as I love my XL, you know what I love a lot more? A Core 1 or Core 1L size machine with multiple tool heads. The XL is great and we use it for a lot of very big parts. But if we can get smaller machines that have, multi-tool head capabilities, then, buddy, do that. Especially if there's going to be an upgrade path, which it's Prusa there should be. There is not currently an upgrade path between the Core 1 and the Core 1L, and that has a lot to do with the mains voltage and it not being legal in the EU to do that mod unless you are a certified electrician. So be smart. Let's see. How does the Z level work with the Core 1 versus the Core 1L? It's the same. It's the exact same neck extruder. From what I can tell, the designs are damn near identical. Yeah, I could put them next to each other. And if it wasn't for the little L on the silk screening, you'd have no idea. You'd have no idea at all. But like honestly, I think so. This to me is Prusa building a price ladder that they didn't have previously, right? So you have the Core 1 at basically $1,000. You have the Core 1L, which is double the print volume for less than double the price, and it's only 10% physically large. And once this print is done, we'll put them together on the table so you guys can see the difference in size. But you know, it's a nice price ladder. And then if you want something larger, still single tool head, you go up to the XL. No big deal. It is a good price ladder system that happens to work quite well. Okay, so YouTube is telling me to go to a keyframe of 4 seconds. Seriously? Oh, well, it's on auto, so I'm not changing that. You ding-dongs. GP3 Design said the MK4S is a really good price point for the kit nowadays, too. Yeah, it's true. Rob Lutter asked about his built-in accelerometer. Unfortunately, it does not. It does not have a built-in accelerometer. I would like to see that be a change that is implemented inside of Prusa. I think that would be a welcome change for individuals, especially when you look at like tables like this. When I stop putting weight on the table, the camera will shake so much more because of how shaky this table is. Input shaping is a factor of not only the machine, but what the machine is coupled to, right? If I put this machine on my floor, on my concrete floor, it would print much cleaner than it does up here on the table because it's mass dampened, right? So I wish they would. You can, of course, get it as an accessory. I guess I'm not too certain why it was done this way to begin with. I would have liked to see it with an accelerometer, but it's a decent... Oh, wait, the L description says it has an accelerometer? It does have a built... No crap. Oh, excuse me. Apparently it does have an accelerometer, so Prusa has listened. That's awesome. Nicholas says, MK4S is in such a golden state. There's a beauty to some simplicity of the i3 design compared to the box of a Core XY. It's true. Like, don't get me wrong. If I get the signature edition, Core 1, that will be the one that I take to shows with me because it's just too damn beautiful not to show it off. But I really do like bringing bed slingers when we go to shows because while, you know, this is nice from an industrial design perspective, it doesn't catch eyes like a bed slinger that moves. Is it necessary? Of course not. But, you know, we go to shows a few times a year where we set up booths and that kind of stuff. It's normally at, like, engineering conventions and stuff like that. Amber just messaged me saying, how's it going? Then she said, JKIC. Yeah, Wexter knows those legs. Damn right you know those legs. Those are some sexy legs right there. The accelerometer is an add-on for the Core 1. The Core 1L does have an internal accelerometer. So, then I guess that begs the question, is there going to be like a Core 1S that comes out with like the upgraded boards that have the built-in accelerometer, some of the nicer features on the Core 1L, like the bed mounts, the Z-screw mounts, the filament sensor with the button on it to deactivate it? That, to me, would be an ideal future upgrade for the Core 1. It would be one that I would absolutely do to my Core 1. I'm not going to... So, Dariog Atlantic, I don't know how to say your name, said, how is the bed mounted? Still 9 screws. Whenever it's possible to install the silicone tube mod. It looks like it's mounted... What the hell is that mounted on? I can't tell. The new system is well hidden. It does appear that it is some sort of like 3-point ceramic system, but I can't easily see. So, yeah. Bjorn Curler says there will very much likely be no internal accelerometer upgrade for the Core 1 due to the wire harness, no space for that. It would run via CAN, so it would just be a new board to the tool head. So in theory, it should work, I think. I didn't know this one had an internal accelerometer, otherwise I would have done that first for sure. Prusa Core less with the 180 by 180 by 180 build volume. Mickey, hi, I found your April Fool's video, the Prusa Core less, 180 millimeter Core 1. Although, honestly, I think people would love that if it was like Prusa mini pricing. Had I known, I would have showed you guys the boards early. But I didn't know. I already left the chat. No longer here. I hear nothing. Okay, that makes sense. No, the thing I'm most excited for is the freaking index. Sorry. Nathan C. Potts asked, do you know why Prusa went with mains beds rather than a Prusa XL style bed? You know, I don't. My guess is to move away from a DC heat bed so they can use a smaller power supply for the machine. Right, when you look at the XL, a fair portion of its like 3 power supplies goes to heating the damn bed. And yeah, that's an interesting one to say the least. I'm getting yelled at by YouTube because my stream health has an error. I'm not gonna be able to fix it. 116 likes, 231 people watching. And guys, don't forget, no ads on this stream, so if you do want to donate to keep the streams ad-free, please do. And of course, if you do want to check out the Prusa Core 1L, there is an affiliate link in that description down below. So it'd be greatly appreciated. It doesn't cost you anything, but, you know, puts a little extra cash in our pocket, and it is always greatly appreciated. From my experience, cast aluminum beds are so much flatter than typical PCB beds. You know, and that's a good point, too. They did talk about and show a thermal thing. Did I leave my thermal camera out here? I was hoping that it was because I could not find it inside the house. I don't see it out here easily, so my thermal camera is missing. If I had it, I would have done a little thermal shot. But look, here's the deal these days. To some extent, you have to trust what companies are telling you in the marketing. It is a trust but verify system. Once I am able to get my thermal camera, we'll thermal the bed, don't worry. But yeah, cast or even milled aluminum PCBs, or aluminum beds are 10 times better. So, still using a single driver for Z-steppers? Great question. I assume it is. A lot of brands do that, though. I don't think it's as big of a deal as people make it out to be. If for some reason it gets out of whack for some reason, just turn off the stepper motors, move the head out of the way, and physically move the bed all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom to even it out. Would you trust Cheaty Grant? Yeah, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Rex at 82 says, run the Z calibration step, does it for you. So I had a time where I moved my Core 1 to an event, and the bed got really, really off kilter. so much so that it couldn't fix itself. So I manually did it myself. It was no big deal. Dario Galantic says, all 6x bamboo A1s have banana-shaped beds. Some are even dipping 1 millimeter or more in the middle. You might want to check their power boards. We now have over 50 confirmed failures, with the most recent one being from September of 2024, which now has us pushing the purchase date further back. So we now have a confirmed machine that the board burned up from September of 2024. It used to be only November. GD plus 4 P2S depends, but it depends on the work you're doing. Like, you're asking this to me when I'm looking at a Prusa machine. Like, come on. It's a dumb question to ask. What other printers can we get that's Core XY and 300 by 300 at consumer price point? Yeah, I'm like, there's Sobel SV08, GD plus 4, whatever the hell Bamboo's got these days, probably. But here's the deal, right? Machines that big aren't going to be cheap. They're not supposed to be cheap. Be careful about that. Would order it with Index. Yeah, I agree. I think Index on Core 1 and hopefully Core 1L will make it a very, very nice product. Let's just go with that. I am hoping that it's not too much more money. If we look at what Bondtech has said about the Index, $250 for the main thing and then $35 per tool. I expect maybe another 40% for Prusa tax. So for a Core 1L that's currently $1,900, maybe $2,250, you know, maybe $2,500, somewhere in that range. And I'm hoping that there will be an upgrade kit because I've got a Core 1L right here that would love to have some Index goodness on it. I'm just saying. Just saying. This thing also, I guess I should have timed it. It heats up way faster. Like the mains heat bed is spicy. And Karen's right. Don't forget to hit that like button. Andrew TSQ said, just a wild guess. If you know how the bed will warp, you could shape it to make it warp flat when heated, maybe. Yes, you could. But traditionally, what people will do is warm them up and then mill them flat. So that's what you get like with a MIC6, a Mix 6 bed. It is milled perfectly flat. So James always said mains beds scare me. Yeah, there is something to be, you know, knowledgeable of there. However, Prusa's done a great job at the wiring. From what I can see, I can't see mains wiring that I can physically poke and prod. Here, let me show you the bottom of the machine with a light from Olight. This is the brand new Arc Pro. It's not out yet, so shh. But I'm not under embargo for it. So underneath, you can see, oh, that's interesting. The heat cable's up here in the front. This is the front. Yeah, so those are your heat cables. There's nothing in the back, which is what I would have assumed of where it was going to be. Yeah. Oh, wait, here. I can use a little green laser for you guys. I just have to find it myself. Oh, you can't see it. It's yeah, the mains beds I actually think are well hidden. So kudos to Prusa for hiding it well and making it so, you know, it works well. Good cable management. I'm very curious as to why the connection's at the front and not the back. That's so odd. That's so odd. Do I know how many watts the bed uses? No, I don't. And unfortunately, I don't have like a spec sheet for the Core 1L handy. I guess I could click my own affiliate link that is in the description and find that, which is what I'm going to do because I have no clue. Let's see. Let's see. I will say the 5 minutes to start printing is actually probably pretty realistic. I might push it to 7 if you're new, but you could make it in 500. Or 5 minutes, I'm sorry. Do we have numbers? Trinamic 2130s, 0.9 degree steppers, things you like to see. Max nozzle temp is 290, max bed temp is 120, chamber temp is 60. Although I'm sure that can be modded. I don't see power ratings. I could have missed them really quick, but I don't want to be away from chat for too long. You guys go a little crazy. Did it take 5 minutes? Well, it would have if my OBS wasn't turning to dog crap. So, yeah. Less cable strain. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I do think it would have taken 5 to 7 minutes to set up had I not been streaming and had issues with the stream. It took me officially 20 minutes. But that's because we had to restart the stream twice because of issues that we were having. And I'm also disabled. So, no Scar asked for me to blink twice if I've seen the new Prusa, XL with bond tag. I have not seen it. I would tell you if I had. I haven't seen it. Does the AC bed have a separate fuse or breaker? My assumption is yes. They are following all EU laws associated with it. Otherwise, guys, there'd be a huge, consumer safety recall about it. I would guess there's got to be a thermal fuse on it somewhere. A breaker, I don't see. So my biggest question is if all the improvements will come to the original Core 1. I hope so. I hope they do. Especially the integrated accelerometer as well as the filament sensor with a one-click disable, which is what I would love to see because it will make printing TPU on the original Core 1 much, much easier. Will there be a kits with a mains bed? I doubt it. And that's just due to UK and EU laws associated with individuals using mains power. Interesting that the C1L has a bearing at the back of the Z-axis rod. Oh yeah, it does. I think it's got bearings at all of them. Doesn't the regular Core 1 not have that? No, it doesn't. Huh. They must have found something out about it. Usually the fuse is on the power input. Okay, I can look for that. I can look for that. Yep, there's a fuse. There's a fuse. It is a 10 amp, 250 volt fuse. It even... Why did it just beep? Oh, that might have been my, battery, my solar battery stuff. I see a few printed parts. I have to reprint those in purple. Yeah, there are. There are still quite a few printed parts on this. It's all looks like PCCF with, like, there's a piece here that hold... you guys can't see it. There's a piece right here that does something with the Z and the X and Y axis, some sort of, like, coupler joining system. That is regular PETG or regular ABS, but most of this machine for the printed parts is PCCF, which... If you're going to do printed parts, I think that's the way to do it. That's the most appropriate way to do printed parts, in my opinion. Does it have a USB connection at the back like the Core 1? I did not see one. However, there is a USB-C cord inside of the machine. So, yeah. Which is for the buddy cam. Yeah, they've done a much better job at the back of the machine. If you guys want to see it when this print is done, we'll take a look at the back of the machine. But yeah, it's much cleaner on the back than the original Core 1. Wait, is this removable? Oh. Is this top panel easily removable? It moves around a little bit. Maybe not. Okay, whatever. It is definitely different. There are some like nuanced differences about it. J-Lo says, as far as I can tell, none of the consumer 3D printer use branch fuses on the mains, only the one at the main switch and the C14 socket. Prusa might have more. If there's a representative from Prusa that wants to comment on that, that's here in the chat, they can. Without me doing a teardown, I wouldn't be able to find that out for you. And honestly, I would do it, but I know Vector 3D is probably going to do it, and I don't want to steal his thunder. So there is a bit of honor amongst content creators, or at least I have honor amongst the others, where I won't try to do the same things that they do. It's just, you know, supposedly top is easier to take off. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it absolutely is. Yep. Here, hold on. There you go. Top's off the printer. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so much easier. Wow. Okay, we need that on the Core 1. Good Lord, we need that on the Core 1. Holy crap, we need that. Oh my gosh, that is so much easier. Hold on. I'm going to move away from that real quick. This is how easy it is. Look, there's a little button, little printed part on the underside. You pop them up, then boom, the top's up. There you go. You know, it's a little sunny outside still, you know. There are topless beaches in Florida. It's Florida. What did you expect? Yeah, there are a lot of things on this that I would love. I did not know. And it's like, I should know about this stuff, but I don't. Is the top glass? No. It is acrylic. It is all acrylic. Which, again, 60C, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. The top with its with the vents, there's really no reason that it needs to be glass. I don't know. Am I the only one that really just isn't a huge fan of glass on 3D printers? I'd rather have polycarb. This is acrylic. My assumption is it's acrylic. Acrylic is more affordable, and for what this machine is capable of doing, there's no reason for it to not be acrylic. Uncle Jesse agrees. I'm glad he took that so well. I look back at that and say he had an opportunity as a creator to go one of two directions, which was, you know, try to get that thing removed forever from the internet, or dive into it head first. And I'm very glad that he took the second option, because, yeah, trying to tell the internet no would have been a bad idea. Oh. Ruda, why did you message? Ruda, we're connected on WhatsApp. Why did you message my company? You sent the company a text message. I will message you on WhatsApp. Is the door handle glued or bolted? It is bolted. It is bolted. Finally. My Core 1, the handle fell off in shipping, I'm really glad that Prusa did a bolted system for the door. I know a lot of people ended up drilling holes for their Core 1 handle to get it to stick it on there more. I just used a bunch of VHP, and it hasn't moved since. Collie said, I think you get 2 nozzles in the buddy cam with the Core 1L. Yes, you do. So you get the buddy cam, you get a high flow nozzle, which is installed, and then you get a neck extruder hardened nozzle that is not installed. So the 10 amp breaker is for the US market. So it's 1100 watts of power. There's some weird things about fuses. Just, yeah. I wish that I had plugged this into my solar battery so I'd be able to measure voltage or measure wattage draw from it, but I was dumb and I didn't do that. So I didn't do that. Sorry. I mean, we could, in theory, test power panic. We're not going to test power panic. Don't worry. Don't worry. Time to test power recovery features. No, no, no. No, not on, like, the first thing. Looks like they did fix the VFA. Print looks very nice. This print looks absolutely beautiful. But again, note, this is an early unit, and we were specifically instructed. We were specifically instructed to tune the belts before we showed this thing on camera. I didn't do that because I wanted to see how fast I could get it out of the box and printing. So any VFAs that are on here is because of this is a early unit. Oh, it's tracking me now. Don't track me, camera. Live failures are best failures. Yeah, well, you missed the fun, J-Lo. You missed it. Do they give you an XL spool holder? No, it is a completely different style of spool holder. Here, I'll show you guys what it looks like. I will need extra light. It's the camera sideways. Work with me here. That's what it looks like. So it is a different style of spool holder. Still chode styled, you know. You gotta maintain where you can. But yeah. It was 5 minutes plus Spectrum. That's totally fair. Does it extend? No. I wonder if it's just naturally big enough. It does sit a little bit proud of the side of the machine. So if we look, you can see it sits a little proud of the side of the machine. I don't know if I care too much about that. I mean, there's part of me that does. But you still need space to, like, you know, physically get the spool away. But yeah, it's this is what it's like, some sort of a keyway thing that they did with an O-ring to keep it nice and safe. I actually really like this design, and I hope that they'll make them for the XL. Can the spool holder fit a 3 kilo spool? I have no clue. I don't have any 3 kilo spools immediately handy. I only see 1 kilos out here. I should keep an empty 2 kilo roll out here. That would be smart. But I'm not smart. We've already determined this. View at your own risk says 10 amps. Honestly, that has me very curious about the max power consumption per spec. Realize if your fuse is at the max of what your machine draws, you're doing something wrong. Your fuse should be much less than what your machine draws. So just note that. Is the LED strip more dense than on the C1? No. Looks about the same. Looks about the same. Working use stick magnets. We already went through that with the fish. But the side panels, the bottom panel, and then the back panel here where the fans are, those are all aluminum now. And according to representatives of Prusa, the Core 1L is half a kilo lighter than the original Core 1. So they've made it bigger while barely making it bigger on the outside and also lighter. Pretty cool. It's pretty darn cool. Yeah, I would say the big changes here are going to be the build volume, the heat bed, aluminum, obviously. Really, the box is much bigger than you expect because there's a box within a box. They've used a huge, like, God, it looked like 100mm air gap between the two boxes with some foam there as a method to try to protect them from the drop kicking of shippers. T-Burm says, so you're saying the Core 1L is a TARDIS. This is as close to a friggin' TARDIS as I'm ever going to get. So no Joseph stands on the box promo pictures this time. I would feel comfortable standing on this machine, and if Prusa would let me, I would happily do it. It is... Wasaji is asking, is it 300x or 400x? It is 300 by 300 by 330. So, yeah. It is kind of all of that. And here, what I'll do right now is I will turn off... Let me turn off the filter for this microphone, and I will put it on the camera for you, the camera that you guys are watching. So, this is now going to sit on top of the mic, on top of the camera that you're watching through. And if I'll clip the microphone to the inside of the printer. It's like literally now the microphone is sitting on, you can literally see the microphone. It's right there. That's the mic. Yeah, I would think that the noise is similar, if not quieter, than the regular Core 1, which has me asking a lot of questions as to how the regular Core 1 is so much louder than this. So, yeah, is it quieter than me speaking? Well, if I'm using, like, my broadcasting voice and all that, yes, it is. But if I'm talking to you at kind of like my normal talking level and all that, they're kind of on par. They're kind of on par. But I do think this is quieter than the regular Core 1. I should have been smart about it and printed the same thing on both machines, but here we are. You shouldn't have had ads, Karen. If you come back in, I can't stop like a pre-roll ad from happening, but there is no mid-roll ads on this show. So if you guys do want to support so that, you know... Oh, and I should thank those that already supported. Give me a second to get all that, because I did not properly thank those awesome humans. Bearded Printer for $10. Steven Zura for $10, saying $2 per minute. Estimated build unbox. Printed Trucker with the $19.99. Make sure your Royal Farms chicken addiction is covered. Thanks for the education as usual. Wish I could put a machine this size in my semi. That'd be pretty dope to see one inside of the semi. Andrew Roger with the $10 for the Costco rotisserie chicken for Victoria Fun. That's 2 Costco rotisserie chickens even. Thomas with the €2 for the Lost and Found packets. And Bearded Bucket gifted 5 memberships. So thank you all for making that happen. I greatly appreciate it. I'm so sorry that I missed it because all of that came through when I was scrambling. And Grant scrambling is just, it's stressful. It's ungodly stressful for me. Wasa G said, would it be possible to add index to this thing? I cannot answer that question because I do not know. I sure as hell hope so. On the weekend stream, you were talking about the Critical Infrastructure Edition. In the video, they said it will be the same price the normal one. Oh, cool. Okay. I would hope it is. If it's a little bit more, it is what it is. But, you know, don't charge me $1,000 more for a Critical Infrastructure video. You know. Wasaji says, we all hope so. Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm not the only one. Like, I want to be clear here, okay? You see the... Ignore the Soval on its side. I needed more space on the shelf. You see the two SV08s? Yeah, they're there for a reason. Something, something index. No, I don't have index kits yet. Even if I did, I couldn't tell you, but I don't have them. Because Olaf is mean to me and doesn't like me. GP3 Design says dual Nextruder setup is as an option would be sick. I just have so many Nextruder parts and nozzles now. Yeah, that's the only bummer about Index. It would be cool if it maintained the Nextruder nozzles. However, I actually think the Index nozzles get better flow rates than Prusa's Nextruder nozzle design. So part of me says keep the ecosystem because I don't want to change. And the other part of me says I want faster printers wherever I can get them. And I feel like I'm not alone in that. But what we'll do is when this print is done, if you guys want, I only have about 2 hours remaining before I have to go. But if we have time, I will go through and actually do the belt tensioning, and then we'll reprint that Benchy if you want. Defy 3D said, I'm bummed about the price of the Core 1L here in the UK, kind of pricing themselves out at £1,800, including the filter setup. I'm not sure what you expected, boss man. It's a Prusa. You pay the Prusa tax, whether you like it or not. I mean, at the end of the day, if you are heavily price conscious and you're looking at $500 machines, an $1,800 Prusa would never be in your market. You're just not the target market for it. I have no better way to say it anymore. And I hate being kind of mean about it. But it's like, yeah, if you think it's too expensive, then it's not for you. And that's totally fine. But, you know, as you might know, livable wages in the UK and the EU are quite a bit more than they are in other countries. And with Prusa's dedication to doing manufacturing both in the United States and, well, more so in the Czech Republic or Czechia, yeah, they're going to have higher costs than most others. So. What else we got for questions while we're waiting for this thing? It is really clean. And the worst thing is, it's like the lights on the Core 1 really don't do it justice because the lights are just, they're not good. Let me see if I can turn off the lights. No, it doesn't look like I can easily do it. What I can do, though, is give you more light and see if maybe that will help us, you know, better see some things. It really just doesn't light up very well. There is not... I'm not seeing any visible VFAs. Let me check on the backside. No, dude. I see like no VFAs on this thing. And I'd show you. If they were there, I'd show them to you. I don't care. They say it's a Galaxy filament, one of the best to hide VFAs. No. I mean, yes, it's better than a non-Galaxy material to hide VFAs. But carbon fiber, there are no VFAs with carbon fiber. Overpaul says, where can I get my free Core 1L? Great question. I couldn't tell you. I don't know where mine came from. CZ Oliver said, I just joined. Have you tested the speed of the heating? If yes, significantly faster. We didn't technically test it, but it is much faster. Did they use toolhead idlers where they should have? Wait, tooth idlers. No? But I don't think it's a big deal. People seem to think that that's such a big deal. I don't think it is. My question, can you give this machine to me or just test it out or just so I can test it out permanently? No, I can't. In fact, this is labeled as a test machine. I can't sell it or anything like that legally. So we couldn't even do that if we wanted to. You also don't get Prusa support with anything else. Chat support is so fast and good. I don't think there are any support or anything that can compete with it. I don't think that there's other chat supports that can compete with Prusa's chat, but I do think that Prusa's chat has not been to the standard that I remember it at. I find that if chat ever tells you to go to email, just don't. It's not good. If you have to go to email with Prusa, it's over. Like you're not going to get a response. And I hope that Prusa fixes that. But with chat support, you are kind of at the risk of whoever it is that's giving you support. If they happen to be someone that's willing to kind of go off script and work with you, great. You'll have a phenomenal time and things will work great. If they are pure script only, it can be a bit of a problem. But, you know. Andrew Rogers says, I only see VFAs on my C1 on flat, vertical surface for the most part. Same, and honestly, it's not that big of a deal. People are making such a big deal out of it. Guys, make a big deal out of the fact that Bamboo Lab A1s are catching fire. Make a big deal out of that. VFAs are no friggin' deal. I don't care. Like, my customers don't care. I don't care. We make a lot of parts that don't need to be pretty. They need to work. I understand for those that want it for very pretty stuff. But even so, like, how often are you doing, like, dead straight surfaces? I don't know. I guess I just don't see it very often. So Prusa doesn't have AI support. Correct. It's all real humans. It's all real humans. Can you ask David when Printed Solid will have these in stock? Soon TM. Soon TM. Turn off the lights mid-print. Tune user interface. All right, let's do it. Tune. Gotta go down and find user interface. User interface. Ah, light settings. There we are. Chamber lights. Let's turn them off for right now. Okay, so now they're off. Oh man, look at all that ISO. All right, I was just trying to give you guys a better perspective of like how clean this print actually looks, but even I'm blowing this out here. Let's do that. No, it's still blowing it out. What the heck? All right, I was going to try to show you what it looked like and like really trying to show any VFAs that exist, but I don't see them on here so far. You can call Printed Solid for support on the phone, but only during business hours. I would think that's only if you buy it from Printed Solid, but maybe not. I don't know. Got VFA on my big X Max 3 printers, but I don't print aesthetic parts, so I don't give. Yeah. Balancing the slicer and newest firmware. Yep. How good are the chamber lights in person? It has the exact same issue the chamber lights in the Core 1 had, where they're not diffused at all. So the shadows and things on it are more pronounced because you have a bunch of individual light sources rather than one big smooth light source. I still think it would behoove users to print a clear PETG or some sort of cover for the lights to smooth them out a little bit. And yes, Wasaji said, damn, that's crazy. Wouldn't have thought A1s would catch fire. We have over 50 of them with identical problems. I have 4 boards in hand that have burned up that we are going to get tested at a professional testing facility because I'm sorry, but no. And Bamboo has not addressed this publicly at all, even after many times of us calling them out. And it's funny because no other creators are really talking about it either. And yet when we had the Chitty issue, everybody was talking about it, but no one talked about the Bamboo one. It's odd. Oh, I'll let you guys, decide whatever you want to decide about that. Perpendicular light hides layer line inconsistencies. Honestly, I think it makes it, the light on these machines, I think makes inconsistencies way worse. Way worse. People are afraid to get blacklisted by Bamboo. Well, do you care more about your wall or do you care more about your ethics? That's all I got to say. I'm not getting into it any further. That's all I'm saying. CZ Oliver said, I know about the legal issues, but I'm hoping that a version of the new heat bed comes to the Core 1S upgrade kit through some sort of a legal semi-loophole method. I would think that maybe if you had like a certified electrician do the install or something, that maybe you could work with Prusa. Maybe they'll do a trade-in program. But at the same time, I don't know, like, we only have a few pieces that we really need like a 300 build plate for, where the 250 by 220 isn't enough. Oh, if you guys want to see something cool, I still have it inside the Core 1. I was taking photos of this the other day. Here, I'll switch the overhead for you real quick. Let me get a white piece of paper. It'll help. I promise. This is the part that I broke at FiberSeek. You guys remember we went out to Shanghai for FiberSeek to look at their continuous fiber 3D printer. This was the part that they bet me that I couldn't break. If you'll notice, it is not a ring shape anymore. It is broken. But yeah, I have some really cool macro shots for it, and we will be... I shared some of them in our Discord, but it is something that we will be kind of showing off. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Yeah. So it's cool because not many people get, time to experience continuous fiber. So actually having a broken part is pretty cool. It is very sharp. It will hurt your skin similar to fiberglass. You have to be very careful with continuous fiber. Wow, do you care more about your wall or do you care more about your ethics? Came from a Florida man. Yeah, I care way more about my ethics. And that's why, like, even for streams like this, we don't run ads. We ask you guys to donate a couple of bucks here and there to help keep the streams ad-free. But I don't want people to miss stuff because of an ad. I think that's stupid. But on top of it, if a company has a problem with us doing a deep dive into their product because we're seeing their product has a liability concern, maybe they should, deal with the liability concern first. We had an entire video ready about the VFA issues on Prusa's. And then Prusa took it seriously. For a while, it was, they weren't talking about it too much. And then Joe came out publicly and said, we understand. We're working to solve it. We're going to be public about the entire process. So I deleted the video. Well, I didn't delete the video. It's just, it never got posted. Why? Because it doesn't need to. A company listened to its users for a problem that is not a game-breaking problem. It just makes parts look a little uglier. A game-breaking part is when your power supply module, your power distribution module, the NTC thermistor blows up and burns. That's a problem. And the company and Bamboo is being very quiet about it. They're deleting posts. We're having issues keeping track of everything. And we have to basically write down everything we possibly can before the posts get deleted. But, yeah, Prusa, look, they're not perfect. Prusa's never perfect. The XL should show you why. Now, I waited 2 years, man. That was a day one pre-order. I waited 2 years for an XL. But that one I bought. But they listen to their users. They recognize they're not perfect. They listen to their users and they make adjustments. The Core 1L should show you all the feedback that went from the Core 1 into the Core 1L. Things like that side filament sensor being so friggin' difficult. You know, bigger build volume. People wanted that. AC heat bed. People wanted that. I don't know if people really asked about the weight of the machine, but they made it lighter anyways. Stuff like that, man. Stuff like that. Lawson Tech had gorgeous close-up nozzle shots. Would have a great time with this almost celestial. Yeah. Close-up nozzle shots. He's got a probe lens. Super, super cool. Super, super cool. I sense nonsense says, oh, there was a streamer that got ahead of Prusa. He diagnosed and fixed the issue and sent it to Prusa. He's the dude with the custom rat rig. Yeah, it was Noisy Works, but he didn't fix the problem. He fixed most of his issue. But as we've talked about with VFAs, dude, VFAs will be impacted by what the printer is sitting on. And so that's why some people don't see VFA issues, because what their machine is on is much more mass dampened than this table. If I let off the table, you can see how much the camera shakes because it is a 2-post sit-stand desk. So. T313. Oh, I'm not reading the rest of that. Steel is important on the frame parts, not on the panels. So going with aluminum on the side panels makes sense. I agree. I agree. Ridiculous 9464 said good luck. I had good luck with Cheaty support via email. I don't. And it's why I have a bunch of Cheaty Q1 Pros that they refuse to take back, because I took them out of the box. I tested them, found they had massive VFA issues. Like, you could feel the VFAs on these parts. They refuse to take them back because their system says they will not take back machines that have been removed from the box. Well, how do you want me to test it if without removing it from the box? Like, this is stupid. So I've got some Cheaty Q1 Pros that if anyone in Tampa or local-ish to Tampa wants, I'll sell them to you dirt cheap. I want them out of my shop. I'll take a loss on them. I don't care. Do you like Prusa has the best surface quality prints? Ignore early VFAs. I don't. I don't think the Prusas have the best surface quality. And I think mainly that's because, again, with the input shaping, Prusa tunes their input shaping to be good enough. Most other machines, and now the Core 1L can tune its own input shaping. It's got active input shaping with an accelerometer, but previous Prusa machines didn't. And that means that, yeah, you do see some artifacting. I don't particularly care all that much. The fact that my Core 1 is out here not printing something for my business right now is upsetting me because it puts me behind schedule. But fine. You know, that machine runs as close to 24/7 as I can get it, because it does just run well. It is dependable. It is reliable. Its cooling is good. Its chamber is good. I've got no major issues with it. But can I get nicer quality prints out of other machines? Yes, I can. Now, could I spend some time and tune the Prusa to get nicer quality prints? Probably. Am I using the speed profile? Yes, I am. Should I slow it down to get better quality? I probably should, but I haven't. So I look at it and say, you know what? Prusa is more than adequate for the work that we need. We have a reasonably successful business doing B2B 3D printing work and B2G 3D printing work. That's why I want an HT90, so we can show its capabilities with business to business and business to government. That's a lot of what we do. It's why you guys don't see a lot of the work that we do. Although we will, in theory, have a video coming up of 3D scanning a submarine. That was cool. So, yeah, and that's like one of the last jobs we would be able to show recently. But, yeah, I think Prusa's print quality is more than adequate. But I think when you look at a lot of the machines with active input shaping, they can fall behind a little bit. The Core 1L, though, should be able to keep up, and I plan on testing it. So, was it a yellow submarine? It wasn't. It was white, and I was depressed. It was a white research submarine on a 120-foot mega yacht or super yacht. I forget which one is smaller. Super yacht, maybe? It was a 120-foot yacht down in the Keys. We spent an entire day 3D scanning stuff on the yacht. over 400 gigs of raw print data, or raw scan data. So that was pretty cool. But I am hoping that with the active input shaping on this machine, that we will see print quality that rivals or beats anything else in our shop. Because when I put my Core 1 on the floor, like this Core 1 back here on the floor, dude, it makes beautiful prints. But when I put it on, I should completely get rid of that. And that's what I love about it. So. Oh, hey, Joe's here. What's up, Joe? And yes, the submarine was badass. What do you think about buying a Solval Zero for printing advanced-ish materials and quick prototyping? Any experience with this printer? I don't have experience with the Solval Zero, but we have experience with other Solval machines. They are fine. They are, well, there's no other way to put it. They're Chinese clones of Vorons, and that's fine. They donate back to the Voron program. They have an agreement and all that. If you're looking for a cheap machine, Solval's not a bad place to start. However, I think their extruders are lackluster. I think their beds are a little lackluster, but it is very much you get what you pay for. This machine, outside of me having internet issues and, you know, just general space issues, would have been printing within 5 minutes of us cutting the box open. And that's what makes this printer different. What is that in meters? 40? A little under 40 meters. It's Joseph Prusa Research. Congrats on the medal and the launch, by the way. Yeah, if you guys didn't see, Joe was recognized nationally in Czechia, which is super duper cool. So, this is 3 Musketeers, and we're currently above the wreck of the K278. No. So this was a privately owned research submarine. Husband and wife, both marine biologists. Husband made a bunch of money in the housing market, if I remember correctly. And they love to go diving, but they love to stay underwater longer. So they have a submarine where they can do research for coral reefs and things like that. They routinely deploy for 3 to 5 months at a time out to sea. It is really, really cool. Joe asked, have I checked out the conformal mechanism to hold up the top of the threaded rods? I have mentioned it, and it is super, super cool. How it's all print in place, but it's wiggly. We only recently figured out that the top of the Core 1 is removed quite easily. So I can do this and then just pop the top off. Because, you know, it's the summertime. You gotta chop off the summertime. Look at that. Look at that. Now you have, look at that. Super simple. And let's move you there. And we'll just zoom you in. There's that compliant mechanism Joe is talking about. It is fully 3D printed with a bearing in the top. So it allows for a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of movement. But you don't get the, what am I thinking of? Like you don't get the artifacts from the machine moving, getting transferred into the bed. So that's the big thing and why we love that kind of thing. I'm going to go back to the webcam. And once again, the top, I need this on the regular Core 1. The top's back on. That is just so awesome. Yeah, and there's a bearing. So someone had mentioned that there was a bearing on this and there isn't a bearing on the regular Core 1. Which, yeah, they're totally right. There is a bearing on this on the top of the Z lead screws, but I guess that makes sense with the system that they have in place. Can the holders be installed on the C1? I don't see why not. Nothing on this looks like it's much different other than being larger. Can you show the vibration bumpers if they're on the bottom? Well, not while it's printing. Not while it's printing. I can feel. No, Grant, don't ruin the print. It's going well. Did Civil actually donate? Yes, they did. They actually donated. My one gripe with a lot of enclosed printers is having to keep the Blumen doors open. So this is the fun thing with this machine. It has grates on the top. And we'll take a look at the grates again. So we have the grates here, which you're used to from the regular Core 1. there is no way for you as the user anymore to open and close it without like using an Allen key. The machine has a little dingus that sticks up from the top that opens or closes the vents as needed for whatever material that it is printing. So that is a nice little feature that I'm really glad to see on this machine, because it was something that if you didn't plan for on the regular Core 1, it would suck. With that being said, though, the fans on it do a phenomenal job of keeping the chamber temperature. So, in my experience, it's always worked out well. The C1 holes are higher than the top of the rod. Yes, they are, but you could easily print a different mount for it. Look, I don't know if Prusa is going to release printed upgrades for the Core 1. I would hope that they do. It would make sense to do it, like to have like an upgrade kit to be the Core 1S. Like that's just some more of the quality of life features from the Core 1L, especially like the integrated accelerometer, please and thank you. Probably something in the start and G code, depending on the filament type. That would be my assumption as well. Can you turn your C1 upside down? Jan from Jan. You can turn it upside down. Jan from Jan Tech did it. So I'm sure that you can. We talked about it earlier when the Benchy popped off the build plate. Because I'm in such a humid environment, the satin plates don't stick very well. They absorb moisture at an insane level, and they don't stick very well in very humid environments. My garage is like 78% ambient humidity. Let me see. It's cooled down a little bit because the sun's going down, but we're still at 73% ambient humidity in here right now. The fact that anything is sticking is nothing short of a miracle. So that should tell you how good the first layer is on these pieces. Will this opening and closing be available in other slicers too, or only for Prusa slicer? I'm assuming it is just a G-code thing. So I would assume there's no reason you couldn't. Joe asks how I can survive. This is outside in my garage. So, yeah. It is in my garage. So my house is normally at like 45 to 55% ambient humidity. But we are in my garage right now. And it is damp in here. I was going to have the main garage door open because it is beautiful outside today. But they are building a house to the north of me. And the workers are using gas-powered air compressors. So it was going to be too loud, so I shut the door. Ridiculous 9464 said, 3D printing in Florida sucks. Even my PLA keeps breaking. Yes, you need to dry your materials. PLA does absorb some moisture. Does the Core 1, Core 1L just use quarter 20 all thread remove the print bed up and down? Absolutely not. These are lead screws. These are, I think they're 5-star lead screws. These are proper lead screws. Printers have not used all thread in like at least a decade. Joe said, have I tried the PP sheet with the trick of activating it for other materials by printing a giant PETG layer? No, because I don't have a polypropylene sheet yet. So I have not had a chance to try it. My hope is that we make it out to form next. And if we make it out to form next, I think my mom is going to come with us. My mom is recently retired and wants to start traveling more. And if so, if we can make all that happen, then we'll probably go to Prague afterwards for a few days. If nothing else, just to show her around. But I, always like to pick stuff up from the factory when I can. But I do not have a PP sheet yet. Different Average said, filament dryer is almost always on here in Tampa. Hey, another Tampa person. I'm up in Wesley Chapel. I don't know, DM me or something. We can get together at some point if you ever want to. Vendalis said, I need to increase my temp by 5 to 10 C for satin to stick constantly. I'm currently running it at 67 degrees Celsius, so I understand the pain. I deliberately overheated the material, hoping that it's not going to pop off like the Benchy did. And for those who don't know, this is the Shane model by Wexter. This is Cartman Shane that we came up with on the 1440 Maker stream. So I do need 2 degrees more, but we already raised $21,420.69 over this last weekend for the World Central Kitchen as part of the 1440 Makers. So that is all the nice that we need, and that is doing great to great things. Hyper V3D says, put your mom to work and let her do color commentary for you. My God, my mother would have, so my mother has 2 different moods when she's on camera. It's either I really don't want to be here or F it, we ball. And yeah, if mom's in the right mood, she's a hoot and a holler on camera. Otherwise, she gets very nervous. That would be funny. Is Grant printing as a mini Florida man? No, this is a former Florida man that we are printing, now a Czech man. Yeah. Mode 2, please. Yeah, I know. It's so I've interviewed my mom before. She's been on the channel. We interviewed her for Mother's Day one year. She started out in mode 1, but toward the end we got her into mode 2 where we were just hanging out and chatting. She's always very nervous about being on camera, but she just wants to travel the world, and she's like, you already do this. I might as well just go with you since you know where to go in most places, and if you don't, you know people who to talk to. I'm like, exactly. So that's the current plan. Okay, you're in Jack, so you're about 2.5 hours north of me. Well, if you ever find your way down here, let me know. Always happy to hang out. Mrs. Lord versus Mama Florida Man in a game of skate. Oh my gosh. Putting Jacob's mom and my mom on camera to just chat about the dumb crap we all did when we were kids. I don't know if that would get us canceled or if that would be like a 1 million view video, but I think it would be funny as hell. Do you think there are any plans for a 300 by 300 bed slinger from Prusa? I doubt it. It appears to me that Prusa is moving away from the bed slingers and moving into Core XY machines. It would be my, like, bed slingers are cool. They're fun. They're affordable to produce from a manufacturing standpoint, but the industry itself really doesn't like bed slingers and kind of looks down on them. And because of that, we would prefer to, likely see more Core XYs out of Prusa. Dreams voice that I would pay £50 for a ticket to see it live in person. Doug, you might be the only person in the audience. I don't know. Just checking to make sure anything that's coming through my phone is not like immediately, oh crap, you need to deal with this now problems. So far, no. But I've got like 300 notifications. Hyper-V said I watched that pay-per-view. There's some banter during the Shanghai trip that we'll have that is technically pay-per-view. It is the Shane model. It's the Flip You the Bird Shane model, too. Other than cost of making it, do bed slingers have an advantage over any style where the bed is static or only moves Z? I don't think so. I'm happy to be told wrong, but I guess maintenance is easier. There's less issues with routing belts. Belt tension's not that big of a deal. It's like they're easier to maintain overall as machines, but I think it was just, look, the industry's been on bed slingers for a while because they're cheap and easy to manufacture, right? Core XYs are much more difficult to manufacture, especially when you consider having to work around a frame to do things like belts and routing and wiring. It's a pain in the butt. And if you want to watch me struggle, we do have a Prusa Core 1 standard, not the Core 1L, but the Core 1 standard kit that we will be building when the Index upgrade is available. I have a 400x400, they take up a load of space. Yeah, I have the Comgrow T500, and when I say I gave it to one of our staff members because it was too big to be in our shop. Joe says they are lovely for kits. Shorter belts are so nice. Yeah, I agree. Building Prusa bed slinger kits is like, I would say it's almost like cheap therapy, but it the therapy that I get out of a Prusa bed slinger, it, comes down to roughly the same amount that I would pay at a real therapist for quite a few sessions. So, CZ Oliver said, wait, was the Cartman STL from yesterday's stream released publicly? If so, where? 1440 Maker Twitter did share it, but if you go to printables and look up Wekster, 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 you'll find this model and a couple of others just like it. Ha, are you saying the long belts of Core XY make it difficult to assemble kits? Yes, I am. You're damn right I'm saying that. Because your boy in the Trident, I'm never going to live that down. That was such a problem. Bed slingers will always have a space, IMO. Certainly, for a more affordable market, for people that are more price conscious, I think bed slingers will exist as a more affordable solution and option. Is this Santa giving the finger? Kind of. Yeah. Printing one of Shane's. Oh, yeah, that's true. Amber is printing on a machine that we got from Shane when he moved to Prague. It is a Mark 2.5 S, I think. Still works great. I'd love to see exchangeable tool heads for the Core 1, like drawing or laser, not multicolor. Nope. No lasers in 3D printers. Stop it. No lasers in 3D printers. Stop it. No. Dangerous. I could belt a Core XY in my sleep. Yeah, you've done it enough times. The first time, it's way tougher than you think. Personally, I actually enjoyed the belt, part of the Core 1 kit. I think it was my favorite part of the build. If your instructions are good, belts are not that big of a deal, but it can certainly be a challenge for newbies. Rexit82 said, I feel like I did something wrong. My Core 1 kit went together like butter and blasted the 8-minute benchy right out of the gate. No, that should be normal on a Prusa kit. What was that famous saying? No more bed slingers. You said it, not me, Joe. You said it, not me. That was the famous saying. Then there were bed slingers. I want a laser resin printer in a glass room with no ventilation. You do that. T-Chev said, will we get a silicone head for the Core 1L? I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy for that. I am really excited for the silicone head. Mainly not just for printing in silicone, but I am excited to see what else people can put in that tube for the material. I'd like to see things like 2-part epoxies, JB Weld specifically. Like I keep JB Weld on my workbench because we use it all the time. Having a printer that could print in JB Weld, you're basically printing bulletproof stuff from the get-go. That would be so dope. But yeah, I am excited for that. We get requests to do silicone printing from time to time. It's not NSFW stuff, but I know that's always where people think. Normally, the silicone printing stuff is going to be for like fish tank adapter pieces. We had a lot of requests for it back during the human malware to do silicone ventilator splits so that they could be easily sanitized and cleaned. We just didn't have the capabilities to do it. Instead, what we did is we printed a mold and then we pour casted silicone into it. It was the best way that we could get it done at the time. But I see a lot of people, especially like the makers for wax, like candles and stuff, using this for wax. I've had one laser accident in my day with that red and black red sail laser. Go to the front camera real quick. Hey, you can see the e-stop back here. This is my my 80-watt 500 by 700 millimeter red sail X700 clone. It is a fine laser, I guess. It's a fine laser. I am on my second tube of it. It works. It does what I need it to do, but I did have one instance of a fire. It was an acrylic fire. Thankfully, acrylic fires go very, very slow. I was able to put it out without like discharging a fire extinguisher and all that. But I will tell you, that was a humbling moment. But if you want a funny thing with this laser, we have a refrigeration based chiller, so we can chill subambient for the water cooling for the laser. Well, when you chill subambient in Florida, you often hit the dew point and the tube starts to sweat. Well, the tube is running at like 22,000 volts. And well, it was arcing to the case. You can determine how I figured that out. It involved cussing and my hand being numb for a few hours. Wouldn't it get stuck to the print bed, JB? Well, that is. Put down some blue tape, dude, like we used to back in the day. Put down a layer that it won't stick to or won't weld to, and even if it does, who cares? It peels off. Core 1L is better than a printer with a heater because it has only fans. That's good. I like that. I do really like the fans on this machine. I think that's a really, really nice upgrade to see, and something that we've spoken about for other machines in the past of, oh, it was for the Magneto X, of you don't even need a chamber heater for the Magneto X. Just put fans on the bottom of its 1,000-watt heat bed. So Prusa did just that with their machine, and now they're able to get the chamber comfortably up to 60 degrees Celsius, which is pretty cool. The Prusa kit I want to see, though, is an MK3S to Core 1 Index. I am doing my best to get a hold of a Prusa Mark 1. We have a Mark 2 already, but I want a Mark 1. And I want to anodize all the screws or all the bolts for it a different color, like orange or something like that, because I think those will be the only things that are left over when you take a Mark 1 and go all the way to a Core 1. Shane says, I think I object to being used as a test print. Yes, you're even flipping me the bird, and you are the object of my test print, Shane. So, whatever. I thought that it was a 2-part silicone that mixes. Canuck Creator was telling me we had unfortunately already planned for China and were unable to change our travel dates to make it to Prague for the announcement. I wish we could have, but my flights were non-refundable, and it was going to be very expensive to not only go to China, but pay for the return flight home that I wasn't going to take, go to Prague, and then from Prague to home. It was, yeah, it wasn't going to happen, unfortunately. We tried, but yeah, non-refundable tickets bit me in the butt for the first time. I'm so glad to see that the zip tie has no chance to interfere with the belts. I've never had that problem. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, the whole Bowden system, well, it's not really a Bowden system, but it's kind of a Bowden system, on this machine has so much more room than the original Core 1. There is at least an extra 10 or 15 millimeters up on the top of the machine that the original Core 1 doesn't have. They showed 2 spools for silicone that get cut and mixed in the extruder. Yes. Yeah. So glad to... Oh, yeah. I already read that one. Sad that they don't sell gift vouchers anymore. It probably wasn't all that popular. It's normally why companies stop selling things, because it stops being popular. That quality, though. Maybe I should write a letter for Santa for this one. Yeah, and remember, these belts are not tuned yet. I can see some VFAs after the eyes, but again, like I was told by multiple Prusa staff members to tune the belts. But I wanted to get this thing printing for you all. As soon as this print is done, I will watch the video on how to tune the belts, and we will tune the belts. And then we will go ahead and run the Banshee again and see if we can see some VFAs on it. How is the cooling here compared to Mark 4S and XL? It is the same as the Core 1 and Mark 4S well, same as the Core 1, from my understanding. XL's cooling is not adequate, in my opinion. See, the thing is, it's the thing with their lights, right? I could be seeing what I think are VFAs, but in reality are just the freaking LEDs not being diffused. So we will have to wait until the model's done to really get a look at it. Does the printer have the new 6.4 firmware? Great question. Let's find out. Oh, 6.5 is what this one is running. Yeah. It is 6.5. But I guess that makes sense. .5 RC. Nope, it just says 6.5.0. So, I don't know. Mollet says printed diffuser. Yes, yes, that will be a thing. Saxman 3D. Wait, the XL's part cooling. Oof, oof. So you suggest a better light diffuser for the Core 1L for both the Core 1 and the Core 1L. So the issue is that they use raw diodes, and on this one the diodes are about 10 to 12 millimeters apart, and that means that you get however many diodes there are of individual light sources. If you diffuse the LEDs, you get more of a clean light source. Like, it's why we use softboxes and diffusers for lighting in videos. And so the lighting isn't harsh, it's diffused. That is what we like to see. Random Use says, how much noise does this printer produce? I love my quiet mic, Mark 4S. I actually think this machine is quieter than the original Core 1. I can't confirm it because I don't have them running next to each other, but the car guys say the butt dyno, but the ear dyno over here tells me, yeah, it's quieter. Mollet says, but seriously, is the print bed large enough? I'll put this down just a little bit so you guys can see my face. Seriously, the print bed large enough and the LED bar small enough for the L to print diffuser for itself? I don't see why not. Yeah, I think it should. Worst comes to worst, you do it in 2 pieces. But yeah, it should be able to. Well, to be fair, if you fill the bed, how much part cooling is needed anyway? I mean, there's that. It looks the same except for the bed. Well, I think that's kind of the point. I think it's kind of the point that it looks very, very similar, except for the bed. I believe that is as intended. What you guess for the Prusa Index price point? Price is Right rules. Price is Right rules. I'm gonna go $2,350 for this machine with Index. I think it's gonna be $2,500, but I don't want to go over. So $2,350 for that. I forget what the Core 1 costs right now, but add like $500 for the Core 1. Yeah, I'm guessing about 500 USD for Index, and I think that's more than reasonable. To take a Core 1 or Core 1L and effectively make it rival the XL, $500 is cheap. The same way that like people are like, oh, the silicone mod or the silicone tool is so expensive. Have you looked at the cost of silicone 3D printers before? My God, that thing is affordable. Okay, Core Unassembled is $1,200. Linux thinks. But yeah, I'm thinking about 500 USD. I think it's fair. Details look really good on the Shane print, especially the eyes. Yes, they do. There is what appears to be a little bit of VFA on the side of the eye there, which, if you're going to have VFAs, is where you would expect them to be. However, again, this machine has not had its belts tuned. I was explicitly told to do that before we started printing, and I didn't listen because I wanted to get this machine running for you guys first and let you see the unbox experience. Okay, 1,300. Index is CPAP, yes, but I don't know if the Core 1 Index will be. Right, so you figure there's going to be some marriage between Bondtech and Prusa for this. There has to be. The internet haters won't forgive you for the belts. That's fine. They don't have to. Look, people pick on me all the time, man. Make fun of me for having troubles with belts. I don't care. That one does not bother me. I will stand by the fact the belts on the Trident are just bad. They've gotten easier now that I've had the experts show me, but I will stand by the fact that those are bad. I will say the hardened nozzle is something that I'm not used to. It is silver, so I think it's like an H2 tool steel versus like a regular obsidian nozzle, which would have like that black rainbow coating. So it is interesting to see the hardened nozzle be not obsidian. Both $500 for an upgrade or $23.50 total would be a steal of a deal. I'm thinking $25.99. $25.99 would make it. I think the price point at $24.99 would be like the pre-order deal kind of thing. If you love it, you put a diamond on it. Yeah, I don't have Diamondback extruder nozzles yet, hilariously. But yeah, we run Diamondbacks on our XL with the V6 adapters, and they run great. Do you have any thoughts about the 1.5 GT belt upgrade done by NoisyWorks? It's not worth it, in my opinion. I think it's way too much effort. I think there are better ways to deal with the VFAs, and changing to 1.5 GT belts, all it does, the VFAs don't go away. It just changes the frequency at which they appear. And if all you're doing is changing the frequency, if that frequency is not one that resonates while you're printing, then you won't see the VFAs. I think instead it is better to use, the belt tuning thing that Prusa has provided you, as well as an accelerometer if you can. How long is the hardened nozzle? They all should have roughly the same tip length, but it doesn't matter because the machine uses a nozzle probe, so you don't have to adjust anything. Lonnie says, I think my first printer getting the C1L base would be easier on my wallet and then upgrade to the Index if and when needed to. I would agree. However, if you are on a tight budget and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want one or the other, I would wait until the Index comes out and make sure there is an upgrade path. The last thing you'd want to do is get stuck if there's not an upgrade path. It is Prusa. I would assume there's going to be an upgrade path, but there's no guarantee. So that would be my personal recommendation. I want to make this go faster because this is just going too damn slow for me. And by the way, this is the stock print speeds in Prusa Slice. So we're going to go to 150% because I apparently hate life. We're going to take the temp up a little bit too. Handles it no problem. An extra bit, they're not tuned to the 9s. Why are you torturing me, Joe says. Well, I want to go faster, okay? And it's the top of Shane's head. It's empty anyways. If you buy a C1, oh, torturing him with the upgrade. Well, see, the cool thing is, new printer orders don't ship until the 17th. That's when Formnext is. Look, if you want to buy one now, I'm not going to stop anybody from doing it. And please use our affiliate link down below. Because we get a kickback from that, and that is very helpful. But, look, man. No company owns us. I like Prusa. I like them a lot. Hell, I visited Prusa more than any other company out there. But at the end of the day, if someone asks me my opinion, I'm going to give them my opinion. Oh, speeding it up on the video. Oh, come on. It can go faster than that. Excuse me? Shane, your head is 15% fill, okay? It's 15% fill. Look, I promise. See? It's 15% fill. Mallet says, I own a company so I can afford not to be owned by one. Brother, I wish, but I will tell you, this YouTube thing is not cheap. Not support cubic, no. Yes, there will be an Index upgrade for the C1L. There you go. So, Linux, yeah, I guess buy with confidence. It's in writing. Not support cubic. No. I'm I'm an adaptive cubic man. Never change that for me. I guess C1 to C1L upgrade would be the same price buying a new C1L, so no upgrade kit. No, I believe it has to do more with mains voltage because the heat bed is mains voltage. And in the UK and EU, it is not legal for a standard citizen to mess with mains voltage, from my understanding. Cubic is my new favorite infill after consistent surface upgrade. I'm an adaptive cubic guy. You know, let it reduce the infill where it thinks it can. Yeah. First print will be a FiberSeek 3. I hope they send me one of those machines soon. It is almost done. Crosshatch for the win. Nah, man. Nah. So with the Euro folks being scared of mains voltage, will repair parts be available for mains voltage bed stuff? That's a great question. So the wiring for the mains voltage goes to the front of the bed, not the back of the bed. So I'm wondering if Prusa just thinks there won't be issues. I don't know. Gyrite, if you are printing translucent, gives something fun to look at underneath. I agree with that, certainly. Do you have any models to play with the avoid crossing perimeters option? That should be the same on any Prusa printer, wouldn't it? Net negative for sure. Hashtag YouTube. Yep. We on average lose $2,000 to $2,500 a month on the channel. But we have a whole team of people because I have a job running 3D Musketeers, where we make parts for businesses and government, and we do high-end 3D scanning as well. So, you know, we have a whole team for that too. I like Gyrite. Is it fast? No. Is it material efficient? No. Is it the strongest? Don't know. Do my printers make funny sounds while printing it? Yes, that's true. They do. Gyroid is isotropic, I believe. But, yeah. What sort of heater is it using on the bed? Is it one of the silicone heaters that are common on Vorons? That I don't actually know. They just say it is a AC bed and that it heats up evenly. Oh, Core 1 at Maker Faire Orlando for the win. Hey, I guess that's probably Ian. I'll see you guys this weekend, and I've been meaning to ask you if I can be involved with the volunteer thing Joel and others are doing on Monday. I can come back out on Monday, no problem. But yeah, we will... Oh, shoot. Should I take this to Maker Faire? Should I take the Core 1L to Maker Faire? I'll only be there on Saturday, but I could take it. There's really nothing stopping me from doing that. Maker Faire Orlando says yes. Well, I mean, you guys have a content creator panel, and yours truly wasn't invited to be on the panel. You know what? F it. I will do what I can to bring it to Maker Faire Orlando on Saturday. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with it. You're a busy guy. No one reached out to me. I would have made time. I don't know where we're going to put it, but I'll bring it. Whatever. We'll have some fun. Does that mean you all also want me to try to print while driving with the with the Core 1L? That would be funny. But see, it's like, it's not that much bigger. It's really not much bigger than the Core 1. What film is that? It's the Galaxy Black that came with it. Maker FX booth. Yeah, we can probably do that. Yeah, we can do that. If that's Ian there, just text me or email me. Bring Mitch 3D, he can carry it. It's lighter than a regular Core 1, so yes, Mitch can actually carry it. I can carry it. But no, I'm going to cheat and bring a cart with me. Because, yeah, your boy ain't carrying this. Deposition under the influence. Yeah. You might be able to fit him in one of those. Damn close. Don't care. Would like you to be able to dance. Dude, I haven't gone out dancing in a minute. We tried going out when we were in China, but I guess the swing dance events are like every other week. Oh, no, they are every week, but it was too late on Friday. Not Ian, but love to have you out. All right. Yeah, just whoever that is, just email me and we'll figure out where to put it. Because, yeah, I can bring it. Put some 3D Musketeers stickers on it. Is Prusa going to be at Maker Faire Orlando? Or is this going to be the only Core 1L there? That might be kind of cool. Hey, I heard noises. Don't make noises. I don't know what the... Oh, I think I know what it is. I think it's the swing arm. Huh. Prusa couldn't come this year, likely to launch the Core 1L. Okay. All right, yeah, if you guys come out on Saturday to Maker Faire Orlando, we won't be there on Sunday because I have to come back to do a podcast. Form Next, I am hoping for. We are actively still seeking out sponsors, just to try to make sure that we don't lose money on the trip, and that we can at least cover like our editing costs and things like that. So, but I would love to be at Form Next. Will you guys be there? You're shouting at Shane. How dare you? I shout whoever I want. I have 2.5 rolls of Galaxy Black. It's very nice. Use it at Halloween fidget toys for kids trick-or-treating. Need to start producing it in the USA so I avoid the $80+ to get it in Canada. Well, War Paint and Unicorns, I've got some good news for you. Prusa Mint is made in America at Printed Solid now, so you can buy it in the US, made in the US. Next stop, Holmat. Yeah, that'd be fun. We're almost there. We're almost there. What other question you guys got about this machine? We want to see the bottom of it. I want to show you guys the back of it. I want to put a Core 1 and Core 1L directly next to each other so we can see like the actual size difference. What else do we want to see? Wexter was planning on going to Form Next, but stuff came up. I'm sorry, buddy. Gonna put a diamond on it. I might. For right now, no. We like to test machines. We like to test machines stock. Because, like, if we do a lot of mod, like, if it is, like, a necessary mod, like, okay, this is a safety mod, fine. But if it's not a safety mod, we don't like to mod printers too much before we test them, because we want to be able to test them and then be able to review them as stock as possible. And putting a $100+ nozzle on a printer is adjusting its printing abilities. You know what I mean? Yeah, I should have raced him with the same G-code file. I didn't. That would have been smart. But fun fact, this is a Core 1 file that's printing on the Core 1L. That's why it's not centered. If you notice, it's not centered on the build plate. It's because it's a Core 1 file on a Core 1L. I unfortunately did not have access to the slicer or the latest firmware. So, do you have the new love board due to the presence? Does it have a new love board due to presence of the accelerometer? I assume it does. We can certainly try to look at it though. Nomad is asking how I am liking it. It's what I expect so far. It works. It prints. It's reasonably quiet. It's lighter than a Core 1, which is still crazy to me. The packaging is quite a bit of an upgrade from the original Core 1 packaging. So yeah, I would say this machine, it has exceeded initial expectations. However, a full review will take properly a couple of months. Can you move the spool holder to the left? I mean, if you got it, no, you can't. No, you can't because of where the filament sensor is. I don't think you can. For a machine that I was told many times to do the belts on before we printed with it live, there's like no VFAs on this thing. Joe loves screen printing on the box. Yes, dude, the printing on this box is so much nicer. And there's like, you know, little fun things. I'll show you guys. Hold on. It is tough. Like there's QR codes and things that say happy printing on it. The instructions were so easy that even I did it right. My favorite thing though is this piece. The printer sits on this piece of cardboard. You put the box up 90 degrees, you pull this out like a little sled, and then you can wiggle the printer off of it. That is freaking brilliant, and I am surprised I have not seen that from other manufacturers before. So I'm quite impressed to see that. Let's put this up a little bit. What are you hitting that you think you can't go up? There's no, you're fine. Go up. I have to do it slowly or for some reason it gets angry. Good enough. I'll take it. We're almost done. We're almost done. How long do you test a unit before you post a YouTube review / impression video on whatever it is? I think any machine needs at least 2 to 3 months of rigorous testing before you can really put out a proper review, because otherwise you're making a lot of assumptions on what the machine should be able to do versus what the machine can actually do. And it's bit people in the past before. I will remind everyone of Tom's Hardware ranking the Bamboo A1 the best printer of the year, then mere weeks later had a worldwide recall for a fire hazard from the bed cables, right? So that's what you get when you don't test printers enough. And it's why, I'll announce it here, we are actually starting an entire written review website and a side of our business more on the content side for writing for reviews that will go alongside of the videos that we publish. And it will be more focused on like proper testing and reviews. It will include things like how many hours we printed on it, what materials we used on it, how much of each material that we used on it, so that when we do publish reviews on machines, we are being as transparent as possible when it comes to how we're actually testing them. Because again, we believe that a lot of people out there that say, oh, this is a review, aren't testing it, and they're doing it for the affiliate money. Don't get me wrong, use the affiliate down below. It helps us out immensely. But if you want to wait till real reviews come out, I don't blame you, and that's totally fine. But, you know who to trust. That's all I'm saying. Any hints on what is in the review pipeline? No, because I don't know. I only knew about this machine when I got the shipping notification. I'm like, why do I have a shipping notification from Prusa? And then I found out. Lifting a 15 and 20 kilogram printer by a plastic bag always feels sketchy. Yeah, but it's worked. There it is. And look at him. He's angry as ever. He is so good. All right, and it does the little thing. All right. Trying to think of the best way to do this. So it is done. Is it PLA? Yes, it is a Galaxy Black the machine came with. Looks beautiful. So let's move this camera out of the way here. Let's go to the overhead camera. And let's, just for good measure, once again, take off the top of the Core 1L. My God, how I have lived this long without this system on my regular Core 1 is nothing short of a miracle to me. Yeah, the swing arm looks very nice. The new part here is nice. the little finger. Oh, you guys can't see the little finger. The little finger that hits the it hits the vents. It's got a little squiggle in it so it can move. Yeah, there is a lot in here where you can tell that all of the feedback from the Core 1 was actually listened to. And I'll tell you, that's rare in machines. All right. The bed is still at 62C. All right, I'm just going to... Oh, okay. Well, it popped off. Perfect. All right. Let's get the support off, shall we? Oh, God, you're really on there. Let me get some Prusa pliers here. Old ones, but, you know, they work. We will also show you the underside of the hand here. Again, remember, this is not with the tuned belts, and this is not with a proper profile for the Core 1L. I have simply just used the Core 1 for the profile. I did add a brim to it because remember, kids, if you like it, then you should put a brim on it. Demonetized. Good enough. I could really go through and like clean off the brim, but it ultimately doesn't matter. All right. I'm going to put this back on. We're going to put a piece of white paper on top of the machine. And then we're going to put that up there. And then we are going to zoom in. Enhance. Here is Angry Shane. You can see a little bit of those VFAs next to the eyes right there. But like, dude, the rest of this model is freaking clean. And like the hair here, if there was serious VFAs, you'd freaking see them. And yes, 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 stop touching you. Here, touch your butt, Shane. Yeah. So there's the seam. You can see the seam. Seam's not perfect, but again, I wasn't really. Is the butt smooth? Yes. And there was no... Oh, there was a little bit of support on it. Oh, no, the support was on the hoodie. Let's look at the underside of the supports here. Enhance. Oh, too much enhance. Too much enhance. It's probably the best we can get. Yeah. Underside of supports looks really, really clean. And again, this is the freaking speed profile with like, all I did was I changed the temperatures. I changed the infill to grid to away from grid because grid infill is terrible. But I changed it from grid infill to adaptive cubic, and then I did organic sports. The pupils got a little bit over here. But like, dude, that's for an untuned machine. Again, this machine, I was told many times. Hold on. I think, is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. I was told many times to make sure that I tune the belts before I print with this machine live on air. I did not do that because I wanted to print with it faster, because I didn't want you guys to wait while I stupidly go through and tune the belts. So you're welcome. So there's a little bit of VFAs, but damn, that's really good. Anyways, back to less serious Grant. Yeah, I am, suffice to say, like, and this is not a company sliced machine file. I did this, and this is a Core 1 file on the Core 1L. I am installing a computer after fresh. I'm sorry, Joe. That's it's pretty rough. I'm sorry. That's I don't know if it gets worse than that. Shane needs an adult. It's fine. Boop the snoot. Okay, there's a snoot in there somewhere. I love this model. I think it's a great model. But yeah, it came out really nice. This is not the one with the keychain attachment. Look at those top layers, though. Remember how I was saying that sometimes on top layers I don't get the best quality out of some of our other Prusas? Yep, that's not an issue anymore. Not an issue anymore. Yeah, dude, like even the sides of this. I am trying to find issues outside of the little bit of VFAs right there. It ain't there. It friggin' ain't there. So, look. Said it once, I'll say it again. Prusa listens, man. Prusa friggin' listens to their consumers. And this is evidence of it. There's an accelerometer on the printer. It's pretty awesome. Let me check. I need to check my email to get the instructions on how to do the belts on this machine. Oh, and I apparently have to do the latest firmware. And it is very clear, this issue will not occur on customer printers, as it is caused by the fact that you have one of the first tester units assembled prior to the official shipment. So there you go. That's like in writing. I read it to you verbatim. All right. So I've got, okay, it is just the standard belt tuning wizard. Okay. Cool. We'll go home. We will go to, is under settings? Yep. Manual belt tuning. We'll need an Allen key, that's fine. We're going to check for x-axis squareness. I'm going to go to that, maybe? Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay. Oh, cool. It's doing the thing. It's doing the stroboscope thing. Oh, the camera hates it so much. Oh, that is super cool, though. Let me see if I can capture this on camera. Oh, the fan turned off. Damn it. Turn the knob to adjust the frequency. Look for slow belt movement with sharp, regular peaks. Which one are we doing? Upper belt. Turn the knob to adjust the frequency for slow belt movement with sharp, regular peaks. I don't see it moving at all. Huh. Well, that's interesting. It should wiggle back and forth. No, it doesn't. Okay, it takes a few minutes. What are sharp, regular peaks? Yeah, I don't know. The machine is vibrating. I can feel it vibrating. But... oh my god! I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to show this. Oh my god, that is so freaking trippy. You can tell I haven't done this on my other machines yet. I don't know if it will be obvious, but it's obvious to my eye. That belt is wiggling. Yeah, I am currently at 87.5 hertz. Now the belt is definitely moving. Oh yeah, now she's moving a lot. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I don't know if this is gonna work. Flash warning. Yeah, you guys can kind of see it. Look at that upper belt. She is just moving. Look at that thing. That is absolute. All right, hold on. I got to try to get a video of this. That is so damn cool. Now we can see it. That is the Prusa belt tuning working live. That stroboscope effect is just absolutely crazy. Dude, that is so cool. So as you can tell, I have not done this yet on my Core 1. I have actively avoided. So I am weird. I actively avoid firmware updates because I don't like dealing with it. Do you see that too? Is the camera? Yeah, I see it way more than the camera shows it. What is it doing? It is vibrating the machine. Why are you not going in? Come on. Good Lord, thank you. Do the belt tuning twice. Ensure the belts are moving as they did the first time. Yep. Look for slow belt movement with sharp, regular peaks. Sorry, this is like, I have to like really focus on this. Like I have to really focus on this to get this right here. No, it is 81 hertz for the top belt. Okay, now the lower belt. I wonder if going up does anything, because they're saying like 96. No. Yeah, I have to go down. Dude, this is so freaking trippy. That is the trippiest thing. My God. I can't. Oh my gosh. That is so. I've done timing on cars before, but never seeing this on a machine. I think that's going to be it. So the upper belt is 81, the lower belt is 80. Optimal tension is between 76 and 82. Ready to calculate screw adjustment. Press continue to proceed. Continue. Adjust belt tensioners. No need to turn the belt screws. Cool. I don't need to do it. Finish. Complete. All right, we're going to do it again just to make sure. Wow, the homing is faster too. Measure belt frequency. So we said it was 81, which it definitely is. Yep. 81 and 80. Yeah. Yep. It's interesting that it tells me I don't have to do anything on the belts. So Wexter said I haven't seen Grant this excited like ever. When I met you the first time, I was pretty damn excited. All right. So in theory, we're done. All right, you've convinced me. I will upgrade. I will upgrade the firmware on my Core 1. You've convinced me. I'll do it. I'll do it. God. Oh, whoops. Right, it's tracking me again. Don't track me. Okay. They did want me to update firmware, but like, I actually think the firmware that's in it is totally fine. Let me see. Let me go to Google Drive and see if it was like properly shared with me. I think it was. No. Oh well. Okay. That is on me. I don't have that handy. Um, Dude, but like seriously though, that was so freaking cool. I'm not even gonna lie. That was so freaking cool. Um, should still run input shaper and face stepper. You are correct. I absolutely should. Input shaper. Calibration. Look at that. Automated input shaper. Who knew? On this table, I'll be very curious. I'll have to redo it on a different table. Um, Here, I'll move you guys to the webcam so you can see inside of the machine, because I think that's probably more what you care about. After freshly reinstalling my 3 computers fresh, I bet my wife has this feeling when she is vibing about putting on fresh new bed sheets. I mean, honestly, fresh warm bed sheets is a vibe. It's so good. Now it's going to calibrate the accelerometer, make a concrete table. Maybe when we do the shop expansion. So we are planning a shop expansion. There are 3 different options. One is shipping containers, but that will require us to do agricultural efforts on the property, which is fine. We'll do a community garden, give away the food. We could do a steel building or like a wooden shed, if you will. Those are about 4 times the price of a shipping container, but they're about double the square footage. Or if I'm lucky, I can get 3D Potter or another concrete 3D printing company to 3D print a concrete building for us, but I would still have to pour a concrete slab, which, if I'm going to do it, is going to cost me like $15,000 in concrete. So, yeah. And yes, the L has a built-in accelerometer. So it is measuring resonance on its own, which is super freaking dope. And yes, Shane, I have held the gummy bears. I will give them to Amber. Amber will get the gummy bears. Don't worry. I printed you, so naturally Amber gets all the gummy bears. Okay, I'm like, I thought it was raining. It's not, it's resonating. And it sounded like, oh, she betrayed you last night. Eat them all. Oh, no. Let me make sure it's not raining outside, because if it's raining outside, I have printers sitting outside right now. It does not appear to be raining. I think the machine is just vibrating in a way that makes it feel like, it sound like it's raining outside. This printer is an absolute unit. Butcher block counter would work great. That's what it is behind me. TechJaber says, shame on you, Grant. All printers are indoor printers. Well, I'm out of space. So to bring this big box inside, I had to take machines outside. I was going to leave the door open to my garage, but the workers across the way are using gas-powered air compressors. So, you know, at some point, it is what it is. Why do you have printers outside? Because I was out of space and needed to carry this big damn box in on my own. I always forget how to add more photos on Twitter. I am so illiterate when it comes to social media as a content creator. It is kind of insane to me. Does anybody have any questions? Does anyone live close to Grant and need a printer? There's a Q1 Pro and a +4 in the box outside right now. Yeah. 51 and 45 hertz. Golly. Okay. So let's do the phase stepping now. Calibrating phase stepping. Now we can see. Really is a novel idea. Sorry, I'm writing the post. I'm like, this is really a novel idea. Joe did confirm index on this very stream. Yes, he did. Stuff the camera up under the bed. I want to see the fans. Jeez. Well, let me wait for the phase stepping to finish, and then yes, I will show you under the bed. Phase stepping should make it much quieter too, I believe. Yeah, to reduce vibrations. What else do we got in here? What other questions you guys got for me? I know it's getting a little quiet. I'm trying not to touch the table. Oh, just as happy for you guys. Have a flight in the morning. Hey, enjoy, good sir. Thank you for hanging out. Motor X vibration reduced by 92%. Motor Y vibration reduced by 87%. Woo! Are the T-nuts palm or brass? They are palm, I think. right? I think they're Palm. Pretty sure they're Palm. Do you think this printer will be used for your business grant? What sort of evaluations do you need to before you feel comfortable using this for customers? 100%. I am already reasonably happy with it for customers, but it's because I have trust in the Prusa ecosystem. However, to be full, we would do a 24-hour, 48-hour, and 72-hour print on the machine. We would run the XY gantry or the axes as much as possible, as fast as possible for 24 hours, see if they fail, and then just basically hit it with a bunch of weird crap and see what happens. So I'd like to know how it calculates vibration reduction with the accelerometer. I don't know. Okay. I got my social media posts out, so I guess I feel better as a content creator because I'm apparently supposed to do that. Can I see the belt tensioning mechanism? Do they upgrade from the... Everything's fine on my machine. So 5 HFR246 says, oh, you're up late, mate. Buddy, it's not even 5 p.m. here. You're up early. Yeah, it's only 5 p.m. 4:52 here. Oh, right. So we want to start looking at things. So we wanted to look at things. All right. First, let's tip this girl. Oh wait, we want to see underneath the machine. I apparently have mail. Again, using the wonderful O-Light. Here, we'll do the flood. So you guys can now see the fans. Show us the feet. Yep, this community is full of degenerates. But I know what you're asking, and yes, I will tilt the printer upside down for you. So yep, they're the fans. They are Prusa's only fans. Any indication that prints I'll be manufacturing? No. Indication that they will be assembling them in the US? Yes, because they've already done it for the regular Core 1. All right, let me shut this door. Let me tip it back for you. There you guys go. Looks like 3-steppers, single stepper board as it was previously. It's got the same anti-vibration thing. Hold on, let me see if that helps. That helps a little bit. It's got the same kind of anti-vibration thing. The feet on it are different, thankfully. I didn't like the really long ones on the original Core 1. Yep, it's all standard. I got no issues with what I see down here. She prints beautifully. So what do I care? Okay. Yep, there that goes. That's gone forever. Back of the machine. You can see, to use like supplementary lighting here, you can see it is much neater and tidier here. Your NFC and Wi-Fi is likely right there. It does have a intrusion detection sticker, but that's more for the main stuff. Much bigger power supply area than we've seen on Prusa printers previously, so that is different. And this light is magnetic. It has magnetic back on it. Doesn't stick to that, but it sticks perfectly fine to that. So, there's a little bit, but I think I'm picking up the steel on the other side versus that where it just sticks on no problem. So, yeah, there's the back of the Core 1L. That is not a warranty void if removed. It's a safety check with a date code on it. So it's a safety check with a date code on it. So I'm guessing that's just when someone looked at it. And yes, see, that's diffused. That's also diffused. We use diffused lighting in here. Why? Because it's just better. It's the back of the machine radioactive. I don't have my Geiger counter out here, but fun fact, pretty much all steel is mildly radioactive that was made after the 1940s. Why? Because of the United States. It's not, it's like a banana's radioactive, okay? So, you know, kind of the same theory. But yeah, there you guys go. Core 1 friggin' L. Did it unlock for me? It did. So what I'd like to do, see if we can see a little bit. God, this is so nice. Like literally 2 clips. Off comes the top. Nope, too many jokes about that. Way too many jokes about that. Way too many jokes about that. I would like to, if it's possible, get a little peek at the boards in here. But I don't think I will have to take out screws to do it. So it is not my preference. If it was just like on the MK4S and you can just like pull a panel off and see it, I would have had no problem doing that. But because it does require removing screws, I'm a little hesitant because we do want to test this machine out pretty heavily for you guys. Yeah, I know it wasn't just the USA. I know it was a joke. Calm down. Can you home and manually move the Y all the way up to the front and read the number? Okay, so you want me to home the machine, right? Did I break something? I already printed something, brother. I printed Pissed Off Shane. Oh, did you break something? No, the Nocturnist, I didn't. For reference, he's in our Discord at the $10 tier and higher, and so we know each other. So he can make fun of me and I can make fun of him. It's an understood thing. I am not just like making fun of some random fan. I promise. Yeah, if you do want to join, $10 tier and higher gets into our Discord. That's the thing. I am really mad at Prusa for doing reasonable upgrades. Beautiful. Move axis. So wanted me to move Y. Y0 is at the front of the bed. There is no space. Y0 is literally at the front of the bed. However, eight millimeters is all you get before you smack into something. Let me see with X. Okay, so that is 300, 300. That is right at the edge. X will go 2 millimeters before it runs into something. So there is not a lot of space on this machine available. So will be interesting to see what happens. Is there room for an index system? Joe did confirm to us that here live on the channel, which is awesome. This was a world first for you all. That there will be an upgrade path for the Core 1 to the Core 1 Index, as well as an upgrade path for the Core 1L to the Core 1L Index. That is going to be a thing. Wonder how much space you lose with the Index. You might lose a little bit, but I don't think you're going to lose a ton. It's cost doing business as far as I'm concerned. All right, what else do you guys want to see? Oh, let me shut this. Let me face it toward the camera Still, this is honestly... Okay, the accelerometer's probably my favorite part, but that top lid is a reason to scream. It is so good. What we are going to do is we are going to rotate the machine. Can you swap the side the hinges are on? Yes, you can. Well, hold on. I assume you can. The regular core one you could. So there's really no reason for it to not do that. I know there's things blocking. Give me a second. I'm just moving the printers into place right now. And I'm going to get the core one. Get these two things out of it. The continuous fiber parts from the fiber seek. And then I'm going to put this next to it, assuming that I can do that. And then I will probably have to wrap up the stream pretty soon afterwards. It is heavier. Yep. The regular core one's heavier. Can confirm. Oh my God. Yep, that's heavier. Okay, they're saying 10% bigger, but I mean, are we both flat on the table right now? Okay. Hold on. I've got a plan here. Got a plan here. There you go. You versus the guy she told you not to worry about. 10% bigger on the outside, 50% bigger on the inside. No fish. Yeah, that's fair. This one came with a fish. You know, that's a benefit. That's a benefit. There you go. There are the two printers side by side. Even I want a photo of this. Ow. Even I want a photo of this. Oh God, I can't get to the right distance. I will have to use the 0.5. The 0.5 lens. I hate using the 0.5 lens. It's not very accurate for size comparisons, but whatever. Here we go. All right. I wanted the photo too, damn it. Because I'm a social media person and I'm supposed to use social media. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. We can print a large fish. Here, this is just for Mikolas. I know he's not here, but it's just for Mickey. There you go. I got a fish now. Yeah. And for reference, they are lined up on the backside. So the Core 1L is longer on the forward axis toward you guys. It is wider by quite a bit, and it is taller. I told somebody that I would have a metric tape measure on me. Guess what I forgot to bring out with me? Do I have any tape measures handy? I got to. This is my garage. I've got tape measures friggin' everywhere. But it is a matter of if I can find them. One right in front of me. This one is not metric, so somebody in chat convert these numbers. The regular Core 1 is 16.5 inches wide by 22, by 21 3/4 tall, by, with the door, 17.5 thick. So again, width is 16.5. Height is 21 3/4. Thickness with the handle, 17.5. There is a ruler that the mat is on, but I'm not going to move the printer around to get all that for you. So someone convert it. The Core 1L is 25 inches tall, 18.5 inches wide, and with the door handle, give or take 19 3/4 inches deep. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It is a little bit bigger on the outside, but it's bigger on the inside where it counts. Is the buddy cam screwed in? No, magnets. How do they work? K2 says that's big boy, but now we can't stand on it. Wait, is it not Prusa rated? I don't know if it is. I mean, I would stand on it if I was told that I could. So, whew, yeah. I guess there are some things that we are still left to be seen on the Core 1L. One of them being the bed, and if you do have to replace it, what happens? That's really the only thing, because like on the DC machines, it's no big deal. But in many countries, replacing mains electronics on your own is not legal. So does that stop people? Absolutely no, it does not. But it is something to note. All right, let me move. It is so funny that the regular Core 1 is heavier. I've just moved them both. The regular Core 1 is actually heavier. And that is absolutely down to them using steel everywhere. How does it taste? I'm in danger. I don't know how it tastes. It tastes like Haribo. I haven't opened because I gave him Amber. Oh, okay. The Buddy Cam original Core 1 didn't stick well, so I was wondering if it was more solidly affixed. No clue. That was all back. That was all back muscle, baby. Let's go. Okay, that goes in the back now. I will move this one back to the middle. It is crazy how much lighter. And I got a kilo on the machine. That this machine, Mickey says it's only half a kilo lighter. I think it's lighter than that. I think it's more than half a kilo lighter. So here you guys go. Core 1L from Prusa. Of course, affiliate link is in that description if you do want to support the channel and the efforts that we do here. If you don't, that is totally fine as well. I think we've kind of shown you everything there is to see on this machine. I don't know. You guys tell me. I've got a few minutes left to show maybe one or two more things. And then I'm going to wrap it up because I have a meeting at 5:30 and I have to clean up here. How many USB connectors are on the back? 2. None. I don't see any. I see an Ethernet port, but I don't see any, nor do I feel any USB-C connectors on this thing at all. And if it was not for my computer crapping itself and then my internet crapping itself, I actually do think we would have been out of the box and printing in 5 minutes. But I'm still calling it a win at 20 minutes with having to restart OBS twice, completely rebuild the stream twice, and still get it printing within 20 minutes. That's pretty good. Can you show us glass breaking? Nope. It's not glass, baby. What is What is limited is, oh, doing it for other people, right? Can you show the connectors like the Ethernet and such? Is the door reversible? I did not check that. I assume it is. Let me show you the Ethernet connector first. Hello? Oh, there goes Shane. He just fell on the floor. All right, let me show you this. So there's your Ethernet connector right there. Looks like that's going to be your Wi-Fi chip. Oh, wait. Oh, there is a USB-C. Look at that. I didn't feel that earlier. Well, you know, sometimes you're feeling for the wrong things. It's much cleaner than the back of the original Core one. Prusa, I think, has learned a lot about developing this machine. Jungo Fed is asking if we will be at Form next. I am hoping so. We have not booked anything yet. We are still seeking out at least one more sponsor. What's inside the rest of the Prusa boxes that I got? Filament, and so there were 2 boxes of filament. So I got 12 kilos of Prusament plus some beds and parts for the Core 1L in the other box. So I didn't know either. It was interesting to me. Okay. There is USB-C, so yep. Jordan Late, but what's up? Looks great. How many filament tools from Bondtech you think can fit? 10? I don't know. 8 to 10? Looks like their NFC reader is plugged into another USB connector. It doesn't come out easily. Let's go with that. Yeah. Oh, door. Reversible. Is it reversible? Let's find out. Let me move this down to a place where I could easily pick it up and move it. Vibration dampeners on the bottom are glued. They are different than the C1s. I think they're better. And they're at the 4 corners instead. Yes, it appears that you can reverse the door. The door is reversible on this machine. So fear not those that prefer things to open from another direction. The spool holder is not ambidextrous. It is different than the traditional spool holder. So there is something to note about that. Oh, the feet look the same on the newer C1s. Okay. Yeah, and the spool holder's different. So this is the new spool holder. Let me do the overhead. It's easier on the overhead. This is the new spool holder. Clicks in, little O-ring to provide some rubber compression, if you will. But yeah, super cool. And the holder does sit proud of the side of the machine. Does it contain an NFC reader? The machine doesn't. Well, they said it does. I don't know where it is. I don't know how to make it work. And you know, that's beyond the scope of what I was given and the time that I had to learn it. So the filament tube going to the filament sensor at the spool holder, has it been improved compared to the C1? It looks very similar. I had no issues with mine. The spool can sit out a little farther, so you shouldn't have issues with it bumping coils off like some people had. What I do like about the side filament sensor now is that it has a switch to defeat it. So you pull a switch and it pulls its pressure away. It's much better for doing things like flexibles and all that. Oh, let me get Shane off the floor. No one put Shane on the floor. An NFC reader in the spool would be an add-on. Let me see if I can see any wiring. I don't see any wiring on this side. There could be some on the inside, but I would think that the aluminum would block the tags, so that might not work. Yeah. I know mains is not that scary, but for some it is. So yeah. That's it, y'all. I have to go because I have to get cleaned up and ready for another meeting. I appreciate y'all coming out, hanging out, supporting the channel, donating where possible. Check out the Core 1L. Links are going to be in that description down below. They are affiliate links, of course. They do support the channel. It costs you nothing to do that, and we always love that kind of thing. But that is all I have for you all today. Don't forget to leave a like and get subscribed. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. This was the first showing of the Core 1L, and I guess I've committed to bringing it to Maker Faire Orlando. So if you're going to be at Maker Faire Orlando this weekend and you want to see the Core 1L in person, come out, check it out. We'll be there on Saturday. I guess if they let me pick it up on Monday and I come back down to volunteer on Monday, I can do that and I can just leave it there all Sunday. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet, but it'll definitely be there on Saturday. That's all I have for you all today. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome with awesome machines like this thing. And now it's time to beat the crap out of it. See ya.